Almost forgot to hit the go live button. Okay. Well, so far so good. My quality's good. Stream doesn't seem to be locking up. All right, I say definitely off to a better start than last time, that's for sure. Okay, I see people joining. All right. Hello, 16 Kid Guitar, Blazing King Golden Man, and Sunflower. Well, you guys know who I am. It's good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Good to be back. And I'll be the first to admit I'm kind of out of the loops, so to speak. There's been a lot that's been going on, particularly in the golden sphere in these last few couple of months. And today is Open Panel Saturday. So today, anybody, and I mean anybody, can join on the panel today. Even if my trolls, even if they join, I guess they can even join up in the panel if they like to today. So to do the honors, start off by dropping the link. And I know I'm 1 week late with the New Year's panel, but better late than never, I always say. Is we are at the first stream of 2022. The 222 year. And hopefully we can get things back on track this year. Going ahead and keep on a more like consistent upload schedule. Because I got a lot, like 3 more videos coming out within the next couple of weeks. Plus my highly anticipate a video with a particular YouTuber that I'm sure y'all probably can't wait for me to expose once and for all. But anyways, what I wanted to start off with today was I've been seeing a lot of there's this particular YouTuber that I've been watching, and his camp has been very adamant about downplaying the channel. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about, because this particular guy and his camp of YouTubers have been downplaying and talking a lot of smack about the Golden Sphere for months now. And I think today will be one of the first steps I get to shattering their arguments once and for all. I would love for them to join today's stream today, but one can only hope. Brother Carl, what's up? He said, been waiting on your ish, brother. Yeah, I think I finally got this laptop working right again. Because I don't know if y'all were there, but my last stream was a disaster. Laptop kept dropping me out of my own stream. Screen kept freezing. It was a nightmare. But I feel like we're off to a good start today. No lag, no freezing, no dropping. So I say, it looks like we're already up to 15 watchers too. So I say we're in for a fun night. It's the New Year's. So we're going to get this new year, 2022, started off right. But anyways, what would you guys like to talk about today? I'd like for somebody else to join the panel so we can get a conversation going. Oh, all right, MM is in the building. Getting ready for these storms to come through. I don't like the sound of that.
Behind the scenes. Back up on it again. What's up, brother Beige, brother? What's going on?
What is up?
Nothing much, man. I just wanted to join this. I think this is my first stream of the new year. People been asking for me to do a stream, but I'm gonna jump on somebody else's and bless them. That's what's up, man. Yeah, it's good to hear you, man. It's good to hear you live, man. I hadn't heard probably a stream or a video from you since like late. Not, I wouldn't say late, but probably October, November last year. Since you probably dropped something.
Yeah. Kind of like.
Yeah. Hey, Multi, what's going on tonight? Who is that? Problematic Light Skin, Blazing King Golden, man. What's going on, y'all? Yeah.
So anyway, what's been going on with you? How's the Golden Sphere going?
It's been going, man. I've been I've been out and about and around, and I just wanted to make my rounds, man, for my people today, because I hadn't made a stream in God knows how long, and I probably come up on something. Maybe, what is this? Yeah, maybe this weekend, definitely next weekend. I'm planning on it.
Yeah, I felt like Saturday was a good day.
Yeah,
I was planning on doing it Tuesday, but then I figured Saturday would be a better day because there'll probably be more people.
Yeah. So what do you have on tap for the New Year's for? You say you had some videos coming up. You had some things you want to get off your chest. What you got coming up, man? Without putting out all the details.
Well, I got a couple more Golden News Network videos that are coming out.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Talking about somebody has made like a video about a whole bunch of biracial people talking about the black road, and I was making a reaction to that.
In a positive or a negative way?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Kimmy, my wife is safe at home and she good. Thank you for asking, Kimmy. Thank you for asking, Miss Dion. You stick to your husband and keep it pushing. Yeah, that's what's up. The lack of light skin representation. Well, that's gonna be out as long as there's a black white paradigm in America and everybody's okay with it, kind of winking a nod. 16 kid guitar. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be that. You're not gonna have your representation unless you have your own genres of video, film, music, and so forth. So that's what's gonna always continue. 16 kid guitar. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, I
going
was
to make
going
a
to make a
video about
video
that
about that
too.
too.
It was
Yeah.
going
It
to
was
be a
going to be
video
a
about
video
light
about
skin
light skin
male
male
erasure.
erasure. Yeah. You
That's
said what?
another
Light skin what
interesting.
now?
Uh, the
The
erasure of
erasure
light
of
skin
light skin
male in the
male in the
media.
media. Erasure. Yeah, erasure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's going to
who
be
is
an
that?
interesting one.
Yeah. What's going on, hybrid? What's going on, man? Let me see.
What's up,
What's
Hyde?
up, hybrid? Yeah.
Yeah, I said
Yeah, I
we're
said
off to a
off
pretty
to a
good
pretty good
start.
start.
It's definitely better
Definitely better
than
than
how
how
my
the
last night
last night
came in.
came in. Yeah, yeah, most def, yeah.
But
Yeah,
anyway, I
anyway,
wanted
I
to
want to
talk about
about
the one
the
drop
one
we
drop we
did for.
did for. I can't hear you, brother. What'd you say?
Oh,
Oh,
I was
I
going
was
to say
say
I was
I
going to
was
talk
going to
about the
talk
one
about the one
drop rule
drop rule
today
today
because
because
I've been
I've been
watching a lot of
watching a lot of
content from
content
this
from this
one
one
particular
particular
YouTuber.
YouTuber.
I'm sure you
I'm sure
know
you
who
know
it
who
is
it is.
because
I'm not
like
familiar, but if it was, and it's somebody that's either if it's somebody that's meaningful, then maybe. But if it's meaningless, I'm not worried about them. If
I
they
would say
meaningless, huh?
I would
I
say
would say
meaningless,
meaningless.
honestly.
Meaningless, yeah. We can throw them in the trash heap. If they're not with the Golden Sphere, then they can kick rocks. So,
And I was
and I was
watching a
watching
video
a
from
video
a
from
guy
a
that was
guy that was
talking
talking
about
about
light skinned
light skinned
baby.
baby.
He was
He was
talking about
talking about
he
hold
was
on,
educated.
B and B, bro. It's like your sound go in and out, in and out. I don't know if that's me or you. I need to hold on. Let me take myself off a speaker. Maybe that's me. I don't know. I need to put my phone on the charger. Hold on. Let me see.
I do
Let me
hear
see.
an
Can
echo
you hear me?
somewhere. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
loud
want to
and
take
clear.
mine. Yeah, I want to take mine off. I need to charge my phone, but I had it on a speaker, and I don't know. It was going in and out so much. I wanted to take it off of it. Okay, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother.
Okay, good. I'll leave it like this then. I'll leave it like this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, meaningless people in the Golden Sphere that can kick rocks. If you ain't a juggernaut and you ain't trying to step up and stand up for golden men and women's plight and issues, I'm not trying to hear you. That's where I'm at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot
All
of
day.
them. They've been talking a lot of smack lately.
Yeah. That's because they ain't had nobody to hit them with them daggers though. They got to get hit with them daggers though, man. When they get hit with them daggers, they retreat. They retreat. Like turtles in a shell, they retreat.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I know that last video that I made about that black man, that got a lot of positive feedback, and I was happy to see that. And
What
I
was
got
that?
another one. My last video I made about the black man that murdered those 4 golden people.
Oh yeah. I remember that one. Yeah, that was before last year. Yeah, but the end of last year, before the end of last year. Yeah, stuff like that happens. And then you said people was pretty much silent about it because it was on black on golden violence. So that the people just think that's just black on black, and there was no other motives involved, and they just say, it don't matter. The major media like, it don't matter. It don't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even like. I had to look around. I think I have figured it out. I think it was like recommended on like one of my YouTube feeds, and I had looked into it. Was like, whoa, how did this not make the news?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, it don't make the news because it's like you're a factor, but you're not a factor. You're just another cog in the wheel for the bigger society as a whole and how we want to, what narrative we want to push. That's pretty much what it is. So If we want to stay as just black on black, well, that's how we're gonna take it, and we're going to identify. We're going to report on it, but we're not going to make any differentiations in it, and that's it. Pretty much that's it.
Oh, 16 Kid Guitar asks, what is your opinion on the Ahmaud Arbery murder trial?
Murder trial, Ahmaud Arbery, man. I mean, it was for the times. They had to throw somebody in jail for now. I mean, you're talking about one true conviction out of how many historically? How many historically? So you're talking about 3 men. I mean, and they would do it in threes. They would do numbers in threes where they throw 3 guys in jail. And I don't know how many years it is, but I'm pretty sure it's like 33 years or some crap like that. It's probably some Masonic shit involved with that shit, honestly. I don't mean to be a conspiracy theorist, but I think it's probably some Masonic shit involved with that. Yeah, on paper, in public, it looks like they got some people that did something wrong, but in the grand scheme of things, like other groups, they just march on. I know. He said, what? Yeah, what? I know it sounds weird. Yeah, they got life. Okay, they got life in prison. Fine. I didn't know the whole thing. Shit. You can educate me on it. 16 Kid Guitar. I didn't know they got life in prison apiece. What was their parole year? How can I say it? What was the year that they were eligible for parole? Each one of them. Because I know they all eligible for parole. What was the time frame where they have to serve before they're eligible for parole? And I guarantee you some kind of Masonic number. I'm not trying to throw conspiracy out there, but I guarantee you it is. I guarantee you it is somewhere about 25, 30, 33 years. I promise. I promise.
I mean, I'm happy they got life in prison because I really didn't feel like hearing people cry about hearing them get off and everything. I mean, social media, they just would have went bananas on them. Oh, so no parole.
He said no possibility of parole. Damn. Well, yeah, I mean, they have to make what they call it. They have to make their examples. They have to make their examples, and they have to go with certain codes. But I'm not really tripping on that, man. I mean, it was what it was. It was clear murder. It was. But how many times do people get sentences to that magnitude, that strict in America? I'm just saying that in my lifetime, in my lifetime.
Very rarely ever.
Very rarely. Not with an opportunity. They usually get an out somewhere, whether it be now or several years in the future. Most of those cats that get sentences, they have some kind of out way down the line. Like Amber Geiger. Amber Geiger, she tried to like appeal her stuff last year and they denied her. So, and she probably got some kind of rebuttal or some kind of chance of parole or something a few years from now, Yeah, one of them do have a possibility of parole. Yeah, they always throw that in the mix, Kimmy. You're right. They always throw it in the mix somewhere. I don't even trip on that stuff. Like, it is what it is. The only justice they could have is they was in the ground. That's the only justice that would be fitting and suiting. If one of them or all 3 was in the ground somewhere, right with Ahmaud, then it would have been justice, swift justice. But other than that, it's just some shit to do.
Okay, well, wait a minute. I've been seeing this promotion of the Emmett Till story. Of course, they cast the character darker. Whoa, I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't even see that, Multi. Hold up. Wanted to know if y'all thought about. Hold up. Wanted to know what y'all thought about that. I haven't seen it, Multi. So they casted Emmett Till as a dark-skinned young black man. He was like 14, 15. I'm not surprised. It's the same old dialogue. It's the same old American dialogue. Nothing changes at all. It's the same old dialogue. I'm not surprised. I'm so surprised, Multi. I'm really not.
By the looks of it, it looks like he's African too. So that's a double whammy.
Oh, they went on and to Wakanda him. All the actors in Black Panther, they went on in American British them. No, I'm sorry, not American. They went ahead and European British them and African. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. That's the new thing now. That's the new thing. Yeah.
Yep. And I guess once again, I'm sure nobody go talk about it. Like
No,
always.
probably not. Probably not. Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
gotta go look that up too, Multi, because I ain't even see the promo for that one. I did not even see the promo for that one. But it is what it is. I mean, if they don't keep these dialogues going, then people will start seeing the truth of what things are, and then things will really start getting better. But they don't want things to get better. People love the dynamic and the dialogue for as long as they get in where they fit in from it. Yeah. If it's historical, it should be accurate. Yeah. Emmett Till, I just seen a brother on YouTube did a story about Emmett Till. I don't know why he did it, but maybe he was triggered by what you saw, Multi, and a new video. I mean, I'm sorry, a new documentary about the story with a dark-skinned young man. And it was another guy on YouTube I know. He's a dark-skinned man, but he accurately showed what Emmett Till looked like. Emmett Till, his mama was a lighter skinned woman, and he was kind of a lighter skinned boy. He had real light eyes. He had real light eyes. Emmett Till had real light eyes. He had like grayish blue, whatever it was, and that's what he really is. Even in a black and white picture, Emmett Till had light eyes, straight up. So yeah, whatever they doing, they pushing that agenda. It's the same old stuff. We not surprised over here in the Golden Sphere. I know I'm not. I'm not surprised at all.
I'm
It is what
definitely
it
not.
is. Yeah.
I think what gets me though is how there was some people that was complaining about Will Smith playing Richard Williams, and they at least tried to darken Will Smith up at least and make him look somewhat like Richard Williams.
Yeah. And Richard Williams was a character, boy. He was a character. He was a character, man. They was like, yeah, he raised his two daughters to be he raised his two youngest daughters to be tennis juggernauts. But boy, he left behind like 4, 5 kids from his first baby mama and his wife. And yeah, they did him dirty in that one, man. They did him dirty.
Oh, they made his mom darker too.
They made his
Come on.
mama darker too, Multi. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Oh,
Yeah, boy, I tell you, man, American pop culture loves the dialogue. They love the same old, same old. It never changes. It never changes. They be damned if they tell the truth about anything. They be damned.
yep.
They be damned. Yeah. They be damned if they tell the truth. Please don't tell the truth, because it's not fun. It's not engaging. It's not enticing at all. I be damned if they tell the truth. Man.
And they're not going to tell the black community definitely ain't gonna tell the
They
truth.
not gonna say
They gonna be
ish.
they ain't gonna say it.
Nah,
Dang
they not
word.
gonna say ish, man. Mm-mm.
And that's just the thing I find funny about all this stuff. It's like they just keep like there is no way that if you kept miscasting one particular group of men this much that it would just get swept under the rug. Like if we went to anybody else, any other group of men, and they kept getting their image misplaced like this, you would hear about it. So it's like with us, that stuff just doesn't exist. But
Yeah,
we are black though. You
yeah,
know, we all the same.
yeah.
I mean, it's just hilarious, man. Like,
That shit is off the chain, man. It is what it is. Yeah, somebody said, yeah, they took his light eyes too. They also said during the funeral, exactly, they could smell they could smell his body 3 blocks away, because they did that boy so dirty. And that was back in the early 1900s. Oh man, that was
yeah, I saw his little picture too. Like they had tied like a rock around his neck, and he
yeah,
was basically underwater. So if you have like a dead body,
yeah,
you got to submerge in water. I mean, yikes, that smell would
yeah,
be.
yeah. It said Moses said half of the community really believes Emmett Till is darker skin. Go look it up. the trailer and see in the comments if anyone complains about his image being wrong. Of course not, because it feeds into the narrative of I'm blacker, I'm more of a victim, and we're suffering over here. And give me, give me, give me. And you're right, multi. That's what it feeds into. Be damned if a multiracial or light skinned man has suffered or a woman has suffered and struggled for anything. Well, you guys, y'all okay, y'all are part of the community, but y'all didn't really struggle like that, and you get
Y'all got
privilege, and you
privileges.
can kiss my fucking privilege ass, kick rocks, and Multi's dead on with that. You're right. You're absolutely right. You can kick rocks, because that's what it is. Lord, man, it's the same old crap. Different. I mean, I can't believe it's 2020, 2022, 2022, and we are talking about the same issues and things from 1922. It's ridiculous. And I wasn't even born, and nobody was born. I'm just saying, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
All right, what's up, 16 Kid Guitar? Would you like to
Hey,
add
Hey,
Golden
anything?
what's
Gigi, Gigi, I was thinking about
hey?
you earlier,
How
sister.
y'all
That's my
doing?
golden sister right there.
What's
Yeah.
happening, brother?
Nothing much. Just sitting here in Mount Vernon, Texas, right now, driving this truck.
Who is that? Oh, somebody on the panel. My bad. My bad.
Oh
Who is
yeah,
that?
no. 16 kit guitar.
Oh, that's you. Oh, okay. You say you in Texas?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm in
that's what's
Texas.
up, bro.
Yeah, I drive. I'm a truck driver. I'm just
Okay.
sitting here at the truck stop right now in Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm from
That's what's up, man.
I'm in Texas now. And I'm born and raised in Texas, bro. What part are you at?
I'm over here in Mount Vernon, right off of Interstate 30, right now. At this truck stop.
Oh, you North Texas.
That's
Yeah,
what's
that's where
up.
I'm at right
Oh,
now.
okay. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay. Salute. That's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you
Yeah,
think about the whole Emmett Till thing, 16 Kid Guitar?
you know, be completely honest with you, it wasn't until Multi had mentioned it in the comments there that I hadn't even heard about that, to be honest with you.
Neither
Ooh.
did I.
You know. But Carvel was saying, it doesn't surprise me, with the whole, them, like doing that whole bait and switch type of crap, it doesn't surprise me,
Mm-mm.
really doesn't. It
It's
really
the
doesn't.
same stuff it's the same stuff from last century, and they rolling it on here. They rolling it on now in this century. It's the same old stuff, different. The same stuff, different day. I can't believe it. They won't let it go. Like, dog, tell the truth on life, and then things will move forward. But people don't want to move things forward. They love being comfortable. How they say it? They love being comfortably numb. They love being in their negritude, as they say. And they love being in that paradigm all the time.
And they don't want nobody to take it away from them, especially
Nope.
us.
Nope.
Caesar's
Guys, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but this kind of
Go
just
ahead.
kind of brought up a point, just something in my mind, and I like think about this often, but I really don't have a way to convey it. And this is definitely a good time, being on the panel and whatnot. That I don't know if you guys would personally agree with me, but this is how I see it. I really don't think, in my own opinion, things have really changed much in American society in the past 50 years. As a matter of fact, if
They
you ask me, I think things have actually gotten worse.
they
You
haven't.
know,
They haven't. You right. You
nah.
right. You know you need. Yeah, you're right, because well, to me you're right, because when you look at, I always look at it from this perspective. When you look at capitalism, consumerism, who produces what and what behind the scenes, it's the same dynamic. It's the
right.
same dynamic for groups of people, whether you're black, whether you're multiracial, whether you're whatever. You're still in a compromised kind of step and fetch it kind of entertainment aspect of this country. Like,
Exactly.
do you really know behind the scenes who produces what to what magnitude? And I speak on this all the time. Like, if you really knew who produces what behind the scenes and who has power and control, even people outside this country, you would understand where you at, and you wouldn't be bamboozled by anything.
That's absolutely
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah.
I would
It's not
say,
that hard. No, it's not. It's really not that hard to see.
but
Yeah.
what gets me is how sometimes, like a lot, there's like some YouTubers that would say that, oh well, we produce everything and we're historically we created everything, and I'm like, how?
Dude, you created what people allowed you to create on their backs. Dude, you don't have your land, language, and an infrastructure. You don't have too much. You have your own land, language, and infrastructure. You don't have too much. You have what people allowed you to have, and you feel good about it. And it's what it is. Just take it for what it is. Take it for what it is. I don't get why people don't understand how simple human nature is, but it's hard for some people because they have to feel like their comfortability is what they created. No, your comfortability is what people allowed you to have. Okay, straight up.
They don't understand that, and that's the problem.
And all it's a childish mentality. It's a childish mentality.
Yeah, it's a slave mentality.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for saying that. It's definitely
They
because you
get happy
think,
over sports, and
yeah, you're
like you don't even
comfortable.
own the sports teams.
That 16 kid, yeah, 16 kid, you're right. You're absolutely right. They comfortable over what people have given them so much, and you're so subconsciously programmed to believe that the world that you see is what it is, that you don't even fathom behind the scenes or things that are not fun to do, that other men and women have set out to do, that have already conquered. The reason why they set up these infrastructures for you. It's very simple. Very simple. Who is that? Fader? No, I'm sorry. That's not Fader. That's Fada. Fada Jake Bill. No, Fada. Like hello, mother. Hello, Fada. Hello, Fada. Yeah, Fada. Talking much ish in the Discord, but we're gonna keep it moving. Fada. Yeah.
I told you it was open panel season, so
it's open panel season.
So
yeah, let it go.
They coming.
Yeah, let it go.
They coming. We gonna have
they
to deal
coming
with the today.
Hey, Golden Goddess, thank you for the shout out, sweetheart. Yes, and Henry, yeah. Shout out to Brother Caesar, man, brother. I appreciate that last video. It was a bring me back to the focal point video. I appreciate it. I needed that always, bro. I need those introspective videos, man, because shit, most people ain't making them. Not in the golden sphere. We kind of be all over the place, but we need to make those videos. Yeah.
I feel like Caesar's the one that ultimately just lets me know what my whole purpose is every time I get
everybody needs some balance and some regrouping and understanding why you're regrouping. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so anybody else up to join the stream? Open panels Saturday. Come on, people.
Hey, so what's his name? 16. What's your name, brother?
16 kid that tall.
Yeah. So do you do interstate travel or you just stay within the states typically? Yeah. Like Texas.
Oh no, I actually reside right now. I actually reside in South Carolina. That's why.
Oh, okay.
I was born and raised. Yeah, no, I travel all over the country.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Man, I've been thinking about doing truck driving. That's just like the ultimate freedom, especially if you love driving. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
You said you're from South Carolina, 16 Kid Guitar.
I am.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I actually was reading a book like a couple of months ago, and I heard that you guys know the Louisiana Creoles, right?
Well, I did my DNA test, Brian and Page, and apparently that's who I'm attached to. Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas Creoles. That's my bloodline. So anybody who say they Creole, for better or for worse, I have to be attached to them. For better or for worse, even if they don't like me, I still gotta fuck with them. I guess it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I was looking it up, and they said that they even had groups based in South Carolina too, like South Carolina.
I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
And I hadn't even heard of that before. I was reading it was like South Carolina. I'm like, oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that myself. Be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think one day I'm gonna have to make like a whole video about that book because it was it was very interesting. I think a lot of people should read it
Okay.
because
Okay.
you're not going to hear too much about it from the community because that book shatters a lot of narratives that they've been pushing all these years
Yeah.
Community? What
about
community?
we's all the same and all that. Like, no, never were.
There is no community. It's just a cauldron of dysfunction and violence.
Oh, in North Carolina?
No, no, like, well, no, I was referring to the so-called black community is often referred to. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I said there is no community. It's just a bunch of dysfunction and violence. That's the way I see it. You know.
Yeah. I got you. I got you. Yep.
Yeah, it's violence that they more or less aren't. They're not even trying to fix it. Honestly, they just keep making excuses for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this YouTuber I was talking about, he's been talking a lot of smack about like foreign like black people from overseas, and I'm looking at him and I think it's funny. Like he's talking about foreign black people that share his phenotype more, but yet at the same time he's trying to force golden people in his community like that. That's funny.
I don't know who you're talking about, but the golden people, they probably trying to get in their communities from one angle, one aspect, one sex. So who cares? Because they're insignificant. Like how can I say it? They're an insignificant figure in the grand scheme of our golden sphere. So they can get in where they fit in. Tap dance, whatever they want to do. It ain't nothing. Shit, you can tell me about it.
Yeah, tell them to put them shoes on.
Yeah, I want to see them put them tap dance shoes on and shine them at the same time because they have to be. They have to be pretty damn shiny. Now, if they black, they better spit on them and they better shine them good. They need to shine them good because I need to see a shoe shine, motherfucker. Straight up. Oops, I'm wrong for that shit. My bad. I want to see a shoe shine, motherfucker.
You right.
Yeah, fuck them. Stick them and stuck them, so fuck them. I don't care. Yeah.
Tell them we want them to do the double dance.
Hey,
Yeah.
let me ask you guys this. What you I guess at this point, I guess it don't matter. I guess I can mention his name. What you think about the that guy that recently passed away? He used to do a whole bunch of videos talking about like the black community and whatnot. What's his name?
David Carroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hey, 16 drivers. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. People don't like me. Look at Gigi acting bad. Now, I ain't gonna lie. David Carroll, I'm 41. David Carroll was like 50 something. So David Carroll was like the generation before me, right? So brothers like David Carroll grew up in the deep South like me in Houston. He was in the South, I think in Atlanta or somewhere else in that region, Georgia. And brothers like him, I see a lot of people on YouTube with David Carroll. The young guys didn't know nothing about him, but David Carroll remind me of my older cousins, my kinfolk that I used to listen to. They talk that stuff on the front porch, and I understood David Carroll because I'm like, David, I came from that background with black women in the deep South churches and what went on. I understood all he talked about. So a brother like David Carroll, he was like an extension of what I already knew. But for the young people and people that wasn't raised in the black community, he was something fresh, something new. They didn't know his dialogue. They didn't know his dynamic. They didn't know, they couldn't understand the mechanisms that he was breaking down the black community. But for me, it was just basically reinforcing what I already knew, what I grew up on, David Carroll. So I respect him. Some people say he died like a shine because he talked shit about the black community, but yet they need to go fund me to bury him. So I liked him because he had style. He had style. He had substance. He had class. And apparently his family loved him. You know, And I respected him. I respected him as a black man who knew the truth, and he stayed away from degeneracy. His
Yeah, he
whole
did.
thing
He
was
did.
his whole thing was, I know this degeneracy. I may have a daughter, I may have kids in this, but I'm not gonna contribute to this in my adult life. That was David Carroll. I know what this shit is, and I'm not gonna contribute to this in my adult life. I'm gonna tell y'all what this is. So I respect him for the truth he told, and that's it. That's David Carroll.
I've heard about him, but I haven't really like sat and watched him before because I watched his YouTube. He don't really upload as much now, but if y'all heard of Xanatos Clutch, have y'all heard
Oh,
of him?
Xanatos Clutch, but
I haven't.
Xanatos Clutch, a guy like him is new school. Have you ever heard of a guy named heard of a guy named Prophet of Doom?
Yeah, I love Prophet of Doom. I love
Yeah,
that guy.
who is that? Who is that? Six. Hold on, who is that? 16. Know what I'm talking about? That's an old school black man. He like 20. Yeah, he like 20 years older than me. And that guy,
He don't play.
he don't freaking play. Yeah. So when people ask me, Carl, do you listen to Manosphere guys? You do that? No, I listen to old school people that I was raised on, like guys that I used to sit in the hood that they would tell the truth. They was messed up, but they was only messed up because the environment was messed up and they had no escape. But what they did do, they told the truth about the environment. They told the truth about what it was, and they tried to not be a part of it as much as possible. You see what I'm saying? So I listen to old school brothers like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a David Carroll, like a Prophet of Doom. Like those guys, like they talk bad about black men, but a lot of black men spoke the truth way back in the day. Way back in the day. And people didn't want to listen to them.
Yeah.
Straight up.
That's what
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I got a couple of those guys where I'm from. I be talking to them sometimes. I be trying to hear what they be saying. Sometimes I like to get that perspective from like the older generation.
Yeah. And even me, even though I'm older than maybe some, well, I don't know about 16, but I'm older than you, Brown the Badge. And it's like I listened to those guys because they was no holds barred, but I understood where they was coming from. It's like it sounded negative, but what they were telling was the honest to God truth that nobody wanted to hear in the community. So they got shunned out of their own communities for speaking the truth way back in the day.
Yeah, be honest with you, I think I'm younger than both of you gentlemen. I'm actually 25.
Oh, I'm 41, bro.
Yeah, I'm 25.
You still got me. I'm 22.
That's what's up. That's what's
up. You that young man? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, you know what? You know, with that being said, man, I can really give you your props, man. You know, it takes a lot of courage to get on these social media platforms and talk about the stuff you talk about, because it's not taken kindly to you. I know you know that already, but
But yeah, man, I listen to what I call YouTube juggernauts. Like, I mean, hey, 16, do you remember a guy named Dark One Son?
Man, that sounds so familiar.
That young man, he about my age, but he had like a speech impediment, and he went through a lot of hell, but he spoke a lot of truth back in the day on YouTube.
Man, I can't recall. I know it's this other brother I used to watch. He used to make like sense, out of nonsense too. What was his name? The Reluctant Nabi, I think it was.
Reluctant Nabi, yeah, I remember him. Yeah. Reluctant Nabi, yeah. I remember Black Ram 313. Let me shut up before I start saying some Manosphere shit. And then all my golden people be mad at me because I've been on that. But now the whole point in all this is that there have been truth to power being spoken for years. It's just that people, when they decide to listen to it, is where things evolve, pretty much.
Like you just said, Carl, it's by the point they do finally listen to it, open to listening to it, I should say as well, it's too late. The damage is done.
Yeah, I don't think it's never too late. I honestly don't think it's ever too late to listen to knowledge and truth over power. I don't think it's never too late. I just think what you do with it after you get it, it may be time, but it is what it is.
I would say it depends. But I think it just falls on deaf ears to a lot of people. Because
Yeah.
one thing I'll say, like my generation, this generation I've seen now, like Black America is probably the most lost generation I've ever seen. That's been completely consumed by this. Just, I think rap culture as of now is evolving to a point where it's even more global
Oh
now than
God,
ever
don't even get me
before.
started. Yeah. You know, and the thing is, I'm just gonna like, continue with what you said there, Brian and Beige, if you don't mind. Uh, is
Yeah,
that
go ahead.
it's already affected and infected, the minds and hearts and souls of people in the black community now, since it's become, like you said, since it's become global and wide, world over, widespread, it's
Mm-hmm.
affected other groups of people as well, all across the world.
Mm.
Now,
Mm.
now they want to mimic this, how can I say this, this niggardry, so to speak.
Well, it's just entertainment. But one thing about niggatry, like you said, brother, it's entertainment. But on the flip side, when cultures have a cohesive unit outside of entertainment, they pretty much find themselves they pretty much find themselves bonding and coming back to a cohesive unit for survival. And quote unquote black and or multiracial mixed people still have not gotten to that pinnacle of understanding that. Like I think every group that I see can do that, but black and or mixed race people or whatever, like they have not gotten to that point where they understand the dynamic of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that too.
Hmm.
It's just that the level of dysfunction and nonsense and ignorance is just, it's just like, I'm quite sure, of course, you Corey, you being old, I'm quite sure you remember the earlier days of hip hop when they were actually, actually would rap about something meaningful. Like you had, groups like De La Soul and A Tribe Called Quest, where they actually, produce more positive hip hop compared to today, where it's nothing but, you know, drugs and selling dope and killing other, ninjas, so to speak. It's ridiculous now. What
It's just
hip
more
hop has become.
marketable now. Back then,
Yeah.
guys were doing it to make, I don't know, they were doing it to make shows and get the little trinkets they had, but it wasn't to the magnitude it is now. Now it's like they have a whole game plan from beginning to end for these rappers, and it's sick. It's really cynical and it's sick. It's really cynical for these young men. It's like shit. I ain't gonna lie. I was just jamming this tonight. I was just thinking about it. My favorite young rapper is 21 Savage because of how simple his lyrics is, but it be to the point. I was just listening to the stepping on niggas straight up. I was just listen, I was just listening to that chopped and screwed. But for every one of him, it's about 3, 4, 5 cats that ain't gonna make it doing the same stuff. So I know it's dirty out here and it's a wicked game. You know what I'm saying? It's wicked, very wicked. You know?
Yeah, I personally believe all this was, but definitely by design. You know.
Yeah, it always is. Let me see. What does the golden sphere look like in 2050? They say by 25 the US will be minority white. It will, but the mentality of the country is what matters. Like just because a bloodline is a certain way and a genetics is a certain way don't mean the mentality is not going to change. Fodder Jake Bill. Yeah. He always got something to say. Let me see. Let me see.
Well,
Yeah, they want to be 90s rappers so bad, multi. But the thing about it is, back then, nobody was really, really, really trying to see people dead. Like, we would cap on each other. We call cap ranking on each other, talking shit about each other. Cap wasn't lying. Cap was really telling the truth on people. We was capping, talking shit about people. That was my capping. And my thing was we would talk shit, but we would do it in a sparring type of way. Like we would like sharp, steel sharpen steel. We were talking shit and we would rag on each other, but nobody really want to see each other dead. But if it got to that point, it was bad. It was real bad. And it happened a few times. But for the most part, people was more or less sparring with each other. But yeah, these young guys, they want to like live out that so bad that they actually up out the business. They actually end up dead up out the industry. like Triple X Tentacion and what's his name, the other rappers and stuff. They out of here on some
And
whole
Young
shit.
Dolph, you might as well add him
Yeah,
to the list
dog.
now.
That he should have ate his cookies and went home. You know what I'm saying? He should have ate. He should have went. And he a Southern dude like me. He should have went on. He had a beautiful wife / wife, baby, whatever it was. He had beautiful kids. He should have took his ass home and said, "Nah, I gotta stay away from this." But he didn't.
And that's
Yeah,
the thing. It's like they always end up going back, and that's what ends up
Yeah,
getting them
I was
killed.
just about to say
because
that.
I
Yeah,
ain't
I was
gonna
just about to say
lie.
that.
When you sitting fat in the hood and you sitting on triple beam or whatever they say, and you doing it like that, you feel good with that. But then you know you got an alternate place to go, and then you go back and forth, back and forth. I don't know personally, but I would assume you go back and forth between luxury stunting and being real in the hood, and you really think, oh, these people love me. No, 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 sir. And it gets the best of them. And the smart ones who make a lot of money and they get out, they're like, nah, these people don't. I need to find I need to find a whole different place to be. The smart ones, they
Yeah,
do
just
that.
look at
Yeah.
it. Like who? Nobody even knows where P Diddy and Jay-Z is. Like they just,
Oh, I know what P Diddy is. He with his boyfriend, but now just oh shit, I'm tripping. Nah, I'm wrong in a motherfucker. They go Carl again on his BS. They go Carl Williams on his bullshit. Yeah, yeah,
oh man.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
right,
this is
Moses. That's right, Moses. They incriminating themselves like oh boy. He was one of my favorite young rappers, motherfucking Bobby Smurder. That boy incriminated himself on his own rap and went to jail for it. Like, dog, y'all young and stupid, dog. You don't say you caught a body a week ago, nigga. What you doing?
yeah.
What you doing, boy? Like you gonna tell somebody you caught a body, and then the police can go investigate that and find the name of the person and all that, find their body. Like, dog, you retarded. You did. They say I want to be on a retarded flow. Yeah, you really are on a retarded flow. For real, you really are retarded.
Yeah, that stuff be crazy. And it's crazy because sometimes they sing the songs and then they end up being the body a lot of times.
Hopefully not.
Like I
Hopefully
was
not.
shocked when I heard the young Dolph had been killed. But when I heard
Yeah,
where he was, I was
he
like,
was a real dude. But when I saw that talking to my scale, I said, bro, I understand exactly where you come from. You ain't got nobody to talk to but that scale. That's all you got. Because he was country dude. He said, man, that's all I got. He was real about it. He said, turn it all the way up. I mean, all the way up. That nigga wanted Satan to ride with him. He didn't care. That dude didn't care, man. I feel that because when you black and you ain't got nothing and you know people don't love you, you turn to the dark side for support and what you need to get. You turn to the materialistic things. So I understand that aspect to the fullest. Yeah, but he took it too far. He took it too far. Yeah.
and it ended up costing him too.
Yeah.
But anyways, I never answered Father Jake Bell's question. What is
Fodder.
the goat?
Now it's like hello mother. Hello fodder. Yeah, it's like one of them fodder. Not fodder. Fodder. No, fodder.
Yeah, we
I
go
think I'm right. Fodder.
Father
Jake Bell.
Jake Bell.
Yeah. It's an Italian thing.
Yeah, Jake Bell got so many different. I don't even know what
Yeah.
Jake Bell I'm talking to. But where did
Some
I
people
would
call him
say
Snake Bill, but it's all good.
I think there's going to be even more golden people by 2050. But the
They
question,
need to be, and they need to represent. They need to come on in. They need to be strong. They need to stop being simps and being weak. And they need to come on in and represent. Yeah.
yeah, represent.
Yeah.
Just like we need golden goddess up in here. Now we can really make this a
Yeah.
party.
Gigi will set it off. Hold on. How about for the month of January and on? Yeah, I want to honor Betty White. Yeah, Betty was shit. I remember Betty White back in the what they call it back when she used to do the army, way back in the day when she used to be in the what is it, OSMC, when she used to do her routines for the military, and then from there she used to be on the Golden Girls. No, I didn't say simps, Gigi. Gigi, you know what? I can hear you laughing right now, rolling right now. Come on up, Gigi, because you about a second away from doing damage again. Come on, Gigi. Don't mess with me now. Did you say simps? Yeah, simps out here in the game. Yeah, they simps. Yeah, come on up, Gigi. I know you with your giggling, cackling self. I cat. Come on. Come on, Gigi. Come on up.
She rolling on the ground right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we need some feminine energy on the panel. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you gotta have that.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it balanced.
Yeah, they make the world go round. The golden women make the world go round.
Turning heads.
Yeah.
Making people jealous though.
Yeah, it's a lot of jealousy in the golden, not in the golden sphere, but people that want to be connected to the golden sphere. It's a lot of haters, and they gonna hate, and they can continue to hate. For real. She said the laptop dead. Now, Gigi, you probably ain't on the laptop. You on the phone and you bullcorning. Hold on. Let's see. Fodder Jake Bell. When are the Golden Globe Awards? Golden Creator of the Year, Lifetime Achievement. Fodder, let me tell you something. Number one, it ain't been that long. It's only been about maybe 2 years. It's been maybe 2 years. Golden Globes, I mean, we got to do it like a whole. We have to do like a whole voting process. Golden Creator of the Year, that's to be determined. Lifetime Achievement, it had to be somebody really, really old in the golden sphere, and I'm not one of them. So I'm not up for eligibility. I don't know who is.
Wow.
Shit, I don't know who is. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take votes on that one day. One day I'm gonna make.
Oh, Blaze and Golden King say he about to be 19, bro. When I was 19, I don't even remember 19. Shit, that year was a blur, bro. That's been so long ago. That year was a blur. Like, what the fuck? 19? That was 1999 for me. I'm a shy. Like, shit, that was my juvenile hot boys days back in the day. At 19 years old, for real. You want a hot girl? Yeah, I want a hot girl. Yeah. I don't even remember that stuff. Barely. Yeah.
What?
Multi say she coming up, she laughing. What is that?
Yay.
Yeah, yay. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
My birthday soon. 19. Woo.
Man, bro, you better go on, thug it out and have a good time on the campus. Cause boy, when it's gone, it's gone. What's up, RTGP? What's good, bro?
Oh yeah, RTGP in the house.
Yeah,
now it's a party.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so now we can really make this a party now. We got all the personalities up in here. We just gotta get them to join the panel. Come on, people.
Yeah, they hesitant. It is what it is. It's your birthday, and I want to know. No, I know you want to ride out. Yeah.
You know those.
Yeah, but shoot, Blazing King, he got to get back to campus though. He can't ride out for too long. He got to get back to campus, and when he do, he can be like, "Oh my God, what happened tonight?" He gonna be like, "Oh my God, Lord, what happened tonight? Damn, I'm hanging with these old folks, and they got me tripping, man, for real."
Be waking up and forgetting what happened.
Shit, he wake up and be trying to keep his hydration high. He be so drunk and messed up, and be earling and shit in the morning. Hey, Exoticals. Hey, Miss EU. Hey, wifey. What's up?
EU. Oh, oh boy.
What's up, wifey?
Oh man, this
Yeah,
now it's getting interesting.
it's getting all the way real. She stepped in the door like she came from before. Hey, that's wifey right there.
How are you? NF. How are you supposed to join the panel?
Well, click up. Well, no, you had to drop the link. Who is now? NF is probably a troll, bro. I ain't never seen NF before.
Yeah, see that's the thing with these little open panels.
Yeah, they be
trying
coming in
to-
from the side door. I'm like, how are you? Now NF, I ain't never seen you on the. I ain't never seen you comment. I ain't never seen you come over on a panel. I ain't never seen you in people comment section. Dog, you gotta watch these trolls, man. They need to get up out of here. You right, Kimmy. You right, and Kimmy ain't no shame. Ain't no shame, Kimmy.
All right.
Light skin mix what? NF? Because NF means not for long. What? Come on, NF. Come on, NF. Come on. What you got?
All right, there's the link, NF. Just click
Yeah,
the
come
link.
on, NF. NF probably a whole troll. If you ain't a troll, you will surprise me.
Make no mistakes. I'll be the first to kick you.
Exoticas, you know you ain't got no money to eat at no restaurant. You taking out fast food, girl. Quit lying to the people. You eating Taco Bell tonight. Get up out of here.
Taco Bell.
Exoticas lying like a mother.
More like Taco Hell.
Yeah, Taco Hill. Yeah, she broke, man. Exoticas ain't got no money, dog. For real. She be lying, man. Yeah, that's my girl, but she broke though, man. I gotta uplift her. That's what's up. Yeah, Exotica be lying. But anyway. Now come
All
on
right.
up, NF. Come on up,
I
NF.
dropped the link, NF. You got anything to say?
Yeah.
No,
I think NF got spooked.
They know I'll kick somebody though. Make no mistake about it. It may be an open panel, but you start
Yeah, it's only two people up on your panel, bro. But whoo, man. Everybody want to be silent in the comment section. They want to talk noise in the comment section, but they don't want to step on up. Where's NF at? NF probably say F it, huh? Not a troll, light skin mixed. Okay. All right, that's what's up.
I'm mad at you. I'm not mad at you. Why would I be mad at you? Okay, here they go. All right, here we go, fellas.
Who is that?
And
Hello?
you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Now, who is NF? Have you been on the panels or in the Golden Sphere before?
No, I just been in with Exotical's video, United.
Oh man, you wait a minute. You in Exoticals import? Oh shit. Man, hold up.
I mean, I see.
Dog,
I've seen the other video, but of this channel, but I haven't been on like the comments or nothing.
Ah man, you a EU import? Yeah, you gotta, like RCPG said, you gotta introduce yourself, bro. Cause what is the deal, dog? You gotta let us know who you are, straight up.
I'm white and black, and I just
Hold
like
on, put the paper down, dog. Put the paper down, bro, cause that shit making noise. I'm trying to hear you right now. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I just like to see what you guys have to say because I experienced something similar things, you know.
What you went through, bro? Explain. Talk to us. Let the panel know what you went through.
Regarding, well, like what? Like a topic?
Your life
or
and
what?
your life in general. No, your life in general. It ain't really nothing, to put on.
You don't
Yeah.
have to go into like full detail.
Just in the black community, I don't know what the topic is though. Like,
Well, it's an open panel. It's an open panel, but you come on talking about I'm white and black and I went through XYZ. Yeah, and hurry up, dog. Now, I'm just playing with you. But no, seriously, you can express whatever you want to express, whatever you went through, whatever angle you want to take, just take it.
Yes, open panel. We talking about everything today.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh,
It's
okay.
all right. This is MLS men and women panel. It's what it's
Um,
about. Yeah.
it's just stuff like similar to what you guys say, like maybe pick just your experiences day to day.
Yeah.
Like you feel like somewhat terrorized,
Yeah. Now,
and
are you currently living in a black community, like around a bunch of black people? Are you more in the suburbs, you in the country? Where you at?
it's kind of like a low income area, but there's everybody
Oh man,
there.
you stuck in the
Oh,
hood, dog. You 10 toes down in the hood, dog.
No,
I know
but
the feeling.
I moved like 10 minutes away to like a nice neighborhood. I rent a room over there, but
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, I
that's
got
nice.
you.
before I went to school over across the other way. It's in
Okay.
California. This is in
Oh,
California.
okay. Cali. Yeah, Cali's
Oh,
tough, man.
Cali.
Cali's tough.
Ooh.
Yeah. Cali's
Yeah.
tough.
So it's kind of like similar stuff, but
Yeah.
like I guess experience would be like one time shopping, somebody was screaming um, at my sister and my mom and me,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like the lack of respect for
Respect.
your life,
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like stuff like that, like terrorizing, like in the store, like it'll be like multiple people yelling,
Mm-hmm.
or like maybe a neighbor keeps
Okay.
doing stuff throughout your life when you're a kid.
Yeah, you got when you're in the hood and niggers are acting a fool, you gotta fade them like the plague, dog. You gotta act like they don't exist.
If you
And
don't mind
then,
me asking, what's your background per se?
Well, my dad's black, my mom's white,
oh
Oh, okay.
man, that's a
but
cold mix. Yeah, go ahead.
right. But my mom was, I mean, my dad wasn't really around. Like he'd be around like every so often, like once a week, once a year, once every
Mm.
2 weeks, once
So
a month, or
yeah,
just like
so your mama I know how it go. Now, all baby mamas and all single mothers ain't the same, because some single mothers wanted marriage and the man didn't want it. Sometimes the man want marriage and the woman don't want it. And then sometimes the woman sit fat off of welfare and child support and she don't want marriage. So it go all kind of ways. So it's not one way that a woman end up by herself or the man end up not being around. There's several ways
right.
it goes. I
But
know that for a fact.
I just find it funny that if the man's not around, that people think it's okay to do certain things just because your mom might be white or a different, if you're in the hood, it might be a Mexican mom or a white mom or a black, whatever
Yeah,
they
most
have.
of them want the hype. Father Jake Bell. Yeah, I'm sending out shouts out to the single mothers and the fathers. You're right. To the
Right.
single fathers.
But
Exactly.
that's kind of when it happens more is when you go out with your
Shut up,
mom.
EU. I ain't on no marriage rant. You shut your applehead self up. Get out of here, EU. Bye.
That's when
Anyway,
things
go ahead,
tend to
bro. Go
be.
ahead.
But no, that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying like it just tends to be more hostility when you go out, with your mom and there's no
Okay.
dad around.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of know why, but I just don't get it. Like,
That's interesting
Now
hearing it
you
from
had your
California.
white mother in the black community.
yeah, and she was
Oh, of
like,
course it's gonna be hostility. Of course it's gonna be.
well,
But see
right,
what they don't understand is that's what they want anyway. They just tripping because they see the physical representation of it. That's how it is. Now, if you was in another community or a more mixed community, they wouldn't trip on you at all. But because you was 10 toes bound, trapped basically, that's why they were tripping, because they felt like they had the authority to. Yeah, I'm gonna
right.
let them talk. Multi, shut up. I'm sorry,
No,
brother. They
but
want
yeah,
me. They want you
but
to.
it's not
They want you
all
to tell your story, and I'm the
right,
one telling you your own story. I'm sorry. But go
right.
ahead, bro.
Well,
Yeah,
right,
go
but
ahead.
I don't generalize, but I know it's not everyone, but it could feel that way at times. Like it's not obviously it's not every black person, but it can feel that way just going different places. So we actually just started shopping other places that weren't around the neighborhood because there's been like run-ins with these certain women,
So
and
you're saying it's the women that's like that?
Of
and
course.
one time it was a man who's like telling my mom to go get her man and all this.
Oh, that was gay because he shouldn't have said that. But
Like he's
anyway,
trying
go
to
ahead.
fight, or like just stuff like that, just ignorant stuff that is unnecessary, but it makes you wonder, like, well, what's next? You know, like
Yeah.
what's gonna,
Did your
and,
mom ever
and
say that she got into like fights with people when she was younger, per se?
a couple times when she was younger, but she lived up north in California, but not with black women or any, but just other women, but high school stuff. But that was all because she used to date black men, like in the early 80s. Like one black
Ooh.
guy she used to date
Ooh.
in the early 80s. So that was like kind of like a drama thing at that
Mm.
time,
Mm-hmm.
around where she was, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Okay.
so that's just kind of like a little bit of the situation with that. I
Yeah.
don't really know where I'm going with it. I just know that it just was always
Well, it's
there.
just your story, dog. It don't have to go nowhere. It just has to
Well,
tell the
right.
truth. That's all. That's all.
Well, that's the
It's all
truth.
there
The
to.
truth is, like, sometimes you just don't know who to trust, because when you do trust certain people,
Then
it'll
there
be
they go.
stuff
They didn't already show themselves to you. I got
like they're gonna steal stuff
you.
and
Yeah.
just do weird stuff and all that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah, I get it.
And then, of course, just the fighting in
Yeah.
school and stuff, just stuff like that. Like,
Did you get in
the
a
whole
lot
run
of
around.
fights at school?
A couple. It's kind of like not many people, because where I was, it was like not many people were trying to fight, but there was a few that would just, you know, hit you one time, but they're with like five people, so they just like to threaten that way and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or like
Oh,
just saying different stuff, like, and then of course the whole thing about you're not black and all that, just
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
yeah, I know
that's
that
further
kind of stuff.
ostracizing you, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing.
Did you end up
yeah.
having to put hands on a mofo?
Yeah, actually, when I was a kid in my neighborhood, which it was condos, but there was Section 8 there. And then
Mm-hmm.
also this one family, they had owned their house, but
Mm-hmm.
they would always be pulling up ever since I was like 3, pulling up with because we were actually poor.
Yeah.
So they were like, because their car was nice and stuff, they like to be flashy and then um, terrorize me pretty much, and like slamming doors when I'm going somewhere, or like, just making it about them
Yeah.
whenever
Yeah.
I go do anything, get the mail, whatever. Or a couple
Mm-hmm.
times they're like, "You can't come in our house. You have dirty shoes."
Wow.
When I
Whoa.
was a kid,
That's a lot to take. Yeah.
um, and then of course it was like a lot of black kids that lived there, and they were a friend, would say, but they just talked stuff like, "Oh, our mom would beat your mom up," which they never tried, but
Mm-hmm. Hey,
um,
Father
stuff
J.
like that.
Bill, he said, I like jumbo braids that almost hit the flow. You just seen a biracial Becky with that in Walmart. I said, Father, that's your style, bro. I don't F with women that look like that. you can keep that, sir. I F with biracial Becky's, bro. Keep it moving. Keep it moving, bro. Keep it moving, Father. Keep it moving, Father. I don't mess with her. I don't mess with her. But go ahead, brother.
No,
Go
no,
ahead, brother,
that's
with
all
your
I'm trying to
story.
say. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, just little stuff like that, or like when we go do stuff at the rec center, like if we're gonna be on a team,
Yeah.
they just like, oh, I missed one basketball shot, so he told me like on the first day, like he's like, oh, go behind, and then I was gonna be catching the balls for the darker complexioned kids, and we're like
Mm.
7, 8, and that's when my
Mm-hmm.
mom was like, she pulled me out, and they're like, cool, like they didn't care, like, so that's that.
Mm. That was dirty, man. That was so dirty.
Right,
Yeah.
You
like they
know
didn't,
what?
because they didn't want me to learn how to play basketball or whatever, because I was light skinned or whatever. Like,
And you was
You
gonna
know
be
what?
probably better. You were probably gonna be better than them straight up. But they didn't want to see you grow into that. Yeah, that was whole
right,
I
shit.
don't.
Yeah.
I forget what I was looking at, but there was like a YouTube comment section I saw where there was like somebody saying like the light skinned dudes a lot of times they would have try to sabotage them in sports. I don't know where. I don't know if that was
If
from the
anything,
Curry and
it
Durant
seemed
stuff.
like that
Yeah.
was them because my sister was actually, it's worse for my sister because she's mixed also, but she's really dark.
Okay.
But they still treated her like, because I'm light, they kind of treated her bad too, which is actually messed up because she's actually kind of like a medium dark skinned girl, but just curly hair.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of messed up right there.
You mean
Especially,
Tatiana Ali? Like,
I don't know, like, I don't know who to compare her to, but she kind of looks Somalian at times.
Oh, she was brown. Yeah,
ah,
brown with those small
Yeah,
features. Yeah, brown
oh
yeah.
skin
yeah,
with those
yeah.
small features. Yeah, I got you. Real small
But
petite features. Yeah, I got you.
right, but then so
Mm-hmm.
they put her in the back of the cheerleading team.
Mm.
Just stuff like that,
Yeah, yeah.
or just funky stuff. Like they another time, like during that type of thing, like a rec center type, you're gonna do sports. They gave us a broken candy cane, but that's fine. But it's like you did it on purpose to make us feel when we're kids some type of way less than.
Mm-hmm.
And then they didn't even give me, because I was the youngest, they didn't even give me a Toys for Tot. But even though there was some for others, so we just
Mm.
kind of just didn't even really. We kind of secluded ourselves after many of those experiences
That's crazy.
Wow.
because it just kept being more and more. Or like when you'd go outside, they'd be telling their grandma something about me, and then their grandma would be yelling at me like, "You don't terrorize, you don't yell, da da da." But it's okay for them to do. It's just kind of like as a kid, especially like I didn't even see them. I saw them as a person. I still do see them as a person, obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
they felt maybe that my mom was telling me certain things, which wasn't, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it was never true. Like they maybe think, oh, my mom was racist or whatever, but it's not. Like they keep thinking that white moms are racist, but they're really not,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And she's
Yeah,
actually
I've been
born in
having.
'64, so
Mm.
Mm.
it's kind of after all the stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
she was in a school with black people. She had black friends. She dated a black guy, so it was kind of like, how could she really be? Even if she was white, she's just white. She's
Mm-hmm.
not her, that kind of thing, which
Mm-hmm.
is also an assumption. It just turns into like, and I'm not trying to point fingers, but it just feels like
Mm-hmm.
they assume things that aren't true, you know,
Yeah.
when we actually were like loving, like with
Yeah.
mixed people, like their dad is black, their mom is white, so they love both, or their
Mm-hmm.
mom is Asian, whatever, or however it
Mm-hmm.
goes, the combination. So I just don't. Sometimes you don't appreciate it when you're being told that certain things when you saw them as who they are as a person, you didn't see their skin color or anything. You weren't even thinking that anything negative towards them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like my experience.
Yeah. I like what
And it's
Golden
not.
Goddess said. She said they always feel the need to humble us early. Yeah, because they know you are hybrid and well, I guess they say hybrid, but they know that you are evolved in any aspect that you can come at, and that you're a little higher frequency than them on white or black, and the motherfuckers hate that. And you're right, GG. That's exactly right. They want to humble you because they know you are the ultimate. You can be the ultimate entity in everything you do. Like you can dominate every fucking thing. Physically, emotionally, mentally, they know you got it. They know you got the genes from everywhere. So they have to suppress you, suppress.
Right, but
Exactly. Just like the
it's
brother
just
said on this,
weird.
yeah, they want to suppress you because they know you can elevate to higher levels than anybody around you, and they know that, and they know they cowards because they have to be they cowards, man. They fucking stinking cowards.
And it's like those people who do those things, I didn't even think it's not even their skin tone, it's just how they're
Mm-hmm.
acting towards me or my family or whoever, or that's just kind of how I took it. I didn't even see
Yeah,
them their skin tone, but
yeah,
that's what they thought.
yeah.
And
Father Jake Bell
there was
on the
really
real.
I didn't
I
even think I
real
was better. I didn't think that
yeah.
they were worse or that their skin tone was ugly or anything. I didn't think any of that. I just saw them as a person
Yeah.
being this way. But on a side note, like when I go into white neighborhoods, like rich neighborhoods, because I was working a few times, they just there's multiple people who just intolerant,
Mhm.
and because I am light, but I don't know what they may feel about lighter people. They don't want
Mhm.
them trying to pass, or not that I would, but they don't want them whatever they're thinking. But I
Mhm.
just
I
know
think
that
they
I used to be in an older car, a '98 Mustang, and I would go different places, and
Mm.
they would just see me with my curly hair, and they would just think the worst. But that's not
Mm.
even who I am. They saw
Mhm.
me as like the ghetto type, but that's not even what it was, you know.
whoa.
Mm.
Because they would
No,
So
just
the
flip me
threatening,
off. They would
not the
cut
ghetto,
around me.
not the ghetto type, the threatening type. The
Right,
fact that
like
you
the
knew,
threatening, the violent, that
yeah.
they think that I'm racist to them because of this, and that, oh, well, because of this, like, just because I'm white, don't hold it against me. It was not my fault, kind of
Mhm.
thing. Like,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
they just go, but the only thing difference is I'm not even, you can be quote unquote racist without being racist to someone. Like, those
Yeah.
things that they do is showing intolerance and all that kind of thing. That's not
Mhm.
really, I'm not doing that. I'm just driving.
Yeah.
but you forget they can't be racist in their book.
Nah. Heck no.
But their thing is they don't want you to supposedly hold it against them,
Yeah.
which I never tried to do. But when they do stuff like that, it just kind of makes me feel like, okay, see, that's the thing. Like, they'll treat you like you're just black, and some blacks will treat you like you're just white. That's just the thing about it.
Well, that's
Mhm.
the thing. They're confused. That's all that is. They
Right.
don't know themselves what they want.
Right. They just see it as like, oh, I think I'm better than everyone. You know, that kind of thing again. Like, but it's not even that. I just want to feel okay with who I am, which I do. But sometimes, you know, past experiences build on new experiences, and then you kind of get that feeling again, you know, and you're just like, oh, well. But it's not illegal to be, but it is illegal to like do stuff like tailgate and just weird stuff like that. I notice they do.
Yeah.
Or sometimes flip you off or just cut around you in traffic, which is fine, but it's like I know it's because they can see me sitting right there.
Mhm.
Just stuff like that. That's just my experience.
Okay.
So certain ones of those, they're the ones that, you know,
You know what it is, man. Is that a lot of black people have an inferiority complex, and unfortunately, when you light skinned, they kind of, you're the closest thing they see is being white, and you're more easily a target to them. Unfortunately, that's the way I've always seen it. You know,
right.
and
But it's like if you
I know
even
it's tough, man. And
right, it's like you
cause no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh sorry. No, it's like you can't even feel good about yourself without being accused of sticking up for white people, or you think you're better because you are white or light or whatever, or it's just kind of like that. When you feel good from who you are, they take it as it's only because the white in you.
Mm.
So, NF Golden Goddess asks, "How have white people treated you?"
Yeah.
Some of them, they okay. So white people, and that's the funny thing too, because I would be like, I have curly hair, but I could, I have like a white nose and like smaller features, but I'm still I'm obviously black. Some people sometimes may think Hispanic, but no, because they
Mm.
already know. Like I'm tall and my build, and you know, but white people, they're nice for the most part, but it's just certain areas or like really nice neighborhoods or like driving or shopping sometimes even then. But they don't say anything. But sometimes a couple times they flip me off driving or in traffic and stuff like that. And they always speed around me because I don't have tints on my car right now because I have a newer car now. But it's also different with your car. It's like if you have an older car, but I don't think anything about what you have. It's more of like who you are. Like I don't think about like money and stuff or like because your car is newer. But that's how some people feel like they must be doing good because their car is new, or they must just not be doing anything because the car is old. So I've had those experiences. One time, somebody threw a glass bottle at my car.
Whoa.
It was a Hispanic person.
What
he was
what
like
part of the country
20.
were you
Hmm?
in? What part of the country were you in when that happened?
In California.
Oh shit, yeah, I understand. Yeah,
But I
Cali.
wasn't even doing nothing. I was just kind of
You
like,
ain't got to. You ain't got to. When
right.
people think they the majority, when they think they're majority and they got the privilege to do so, they will do it. Same down here in South Texas. That's why I said that. But go ahead.
And my sister also, when she was in LA, she moved out of LA now, but when she was in LA, somebody did the same thing to her. They threw something at her car. She didn't tell me who it was, but yeah, it's just kind of like we do get terrorized for being mixed or being, half black.
Yeah, because they feel they have a proximity to you to do something to you, physically be close to you, but they don't. They
And
see
I
Something
it
just
in
find
feed
it
you.
off
funny,
their
They
like a lot
vicious
of times
whispers.
they won't
yeah,
do
they
nothing to.
see it in you, and they feel they wouldn't do that to people they didn't feel close to. Because they feel like they close to you in some kind of proximity, they feel like it's okay.
Right, but also I
Yeah.
also don't like the fact that because they may know that nobody cares about us. Not that nobody
Yeah.
cares, but they know that a lot of
They know
people
you
don't care.
they feel like you the lowest of the bottom of the, how can I say it? They feel like you the least protected.
Right,
So
so
they
they
can
just
just
feel
fall
like
off and just wail on you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right,
Oh
and I
yeah.
kind of don't appreciate that from
Yeah.
because I do kind of hold black people who feel that they don't want to be anything near us. They want to seclude us from them,
Yeah.
but we actually get a lot from it. And I'm not
Yeah.
even necessarily saying that anybody's jealous or that because they think because they're jealous of you guys, but I didn't see it that way. I saw it like they saw me as just another black person,
Yeah.
and you know,
Yeah. It's pretty much
so
F
that's
you. Yeah.
I
It pretty
tell
much
you,
another
learn
black
something
person
though.
pretty much F you, but then you peel back the layers and they realize, oh snap, they're not like these other black people. But just because we have the majority of how we feel we want to do things, we're gonna do it anyway.
right, and that happens a lot when driving too. Like
Yes,
they don't
exactly.
want to
Because
see
yeah,
me being
yeah,
a person; they want to see me being below them, and they get really mad too. Like when I'm
yep,
not going for it, when I'm
yeah.
not like looking at
When
them,
your
or like
pride is high and they want you to belittle yourself to make themselves
right.
feel better. Exactly.
Still,
Hmm.
And so that's kind of that. Well, again, so back to with white people, like they are nice, but they're also kind of like checking for something. They're just checking to see how you're presenting yourself. Are you, and that's really not fair because the stereotypes are on you. And I feel like when they already feel a certain way, it's already done in their mind. So sometimes there's some leeway, like they'll be nice and stuff, but they won't ever sometimes be equal to you.
They don't
They
want
won't
to.
ever they won't ever let you feel equal, even if you're light skinned. They won't let you feel equal to them, even if you're
Nah,
black.
that's
oh,
America.
that's not
Right.
ever going to happen.
That'll
That's
never,
not ever
Nah,
going to
that'll
happen.
never change.
That's
Yeah.
Americana culture. It's bred in the DNA of this country. They have to feel that way.
I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but I have to tell this to the F. I tell you right now, oh man, I kind of have a similar situation to what you went through growing up and whatnot. Because um, now me personally, I think I should just throw this out on the table anyway. Um, I'm not mixed or biracial. Both my parents, my mother and my father, are both black.
Okay.
we all just happen to be light skinned. That's
Well, you're a
but
75-25 cut somewhere off in there.
I actually did a DNA test a few months ago. As a matter of fact, I'm actually 70%. I have 70% African blood and like 30% European. So
Okay.
Ooh,
yeah, so
okay.
I'm actually more black than anything.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel you.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a
but
good.
yeah, but yeah, nonetheless, I think NF left off of here. I think he just got
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah, he
he
dropped
probably
down.
left.
Yeah, that's what's up. But go ahead and tell your story.
But like I was saying, like what I was going to tell him, like growing up, I think he's back. But anyway, yeah, growing up when I was going through elementary
Oh,
school, and I
yeah.
had it bad from both ends of the spectrum, from blacks and whites.
Yep.
Of course,
Me too. Hey, me too, bro. Me too. Black.
yeah,
And you're in an all black community. What are you? If you white, yeah, you're doing great.
yeah.
But what are you doing here? I'm like, you good. And EU, yes, I am eating Burger King right now with your slap happy tail. What am I eating? I'm eating burger. I'm eating a good Burger King double burger sandwich. Yeah, that's what's up.
Hey,
With
Right.
sunflower seeds in my mouth. Yeah.
hey, Carl, I need to tell you this right quick, man. You need to have your own comedy special, or something, because you funny as hell, man. You make
People
me
love me, hey, bro. People love me in the golden sphere, and I need to give them what they need. And if people be asking me, I need to give my golden sphere people what they need because they be. But EU, that little dirt dabbling woman. Let me tell you something. This woman and the boot. Yeah, you know what, GG? Screw the boots because this woman EU then took me to my wits end. I'm tired of her. Yes, I'm eating a double Whataburger with bacon on it. Yes. And yes, I am. You can slob on that. But anyway, let the brother speak his truth. I'm tired of it. Go ahead, bro. She messing with me.
Right.
But no worries. But no, like I was saying,
Yeah.
growing up, going in elementary school, middle school, I had it bad from both ends of the spectrum, blacks and whites. It didn't matter. And of course, granted, the blacks would definitely treated me worse than anybody else, combined, and that includes my own relatives. As a matter of fact, they were some of my worst adversaries. Um, but it's just like I said, NF, don't feel bad, because we've all been through it at some point.
Right.
Some worse, some not as bad. But I tell you right now, I felt like complete. I didn't know what to feel growing up. I didn't know because I didn't fit in anywhere, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And it really wasn't until I started until I became a grown man, until I turned 18, when I was, able to start going places on my own without being chaperoned by my mother or whatnot. That I started meeting different people, and especially when I became a truck driver a few years ago, going all over the country,
Yeah.
meet all sorts of different people. And, in my case, now as an adult, I will say, white people tend to gravitate towards me more than anybody, I guess because some of my interests, kind of some of their interests, I don't know, but nonetheless, on the other spectrum now, black people still have remained pretty much the same towards me as far as like hostility is concerned. As a matter of fact, it's actually gotten worse. So
Wow.
I
Right.
just avoid ninjas. That's what I call niggas. I call them ninjas.
Yeah. The end game is for you to live well. That's what it was all about. It wasn't no real
Exactly.
community.
And,
Now,
Right.
and
yeah,
you know what?
if you was truly raised in the black community back in the day, and then you raised yourself up out of there, you realize, dude, this is what it was all about. It wasn't about no real community. It was about
Exactly.
me living my best life and the people around
Exactly.
me. That's what it was all
And
about. It was never about a real community to uplift and uphold and support. And it was a bunch of bull crap, man.
you couldn't be more
Right.
right, Carl, because all that brother, sister, you my brother, all that stuff is bullshit. All that stuff is
Right.
bullshit, man. And I have never seen a group of people more than black people who have a crab in the barrel mentality. I
Yeah.
mean, you
Mhm.
cannot rise above your circumstances without being pulled back down by the people who have no ambition to do anything in life. They will. I mean, you can't have a new car, you can't get a new job, you can't get an education without them hating on you through some
in the
one
black
way or another.
community. But if you
Yeah,
get outside of
exactly.
that community and you get around black people that actually have done the same things you've done, they'll respect you, and
Oh
you'll
yeah.
be okay.
Oh yeah.
Like Gigi
But
said, down south is bad. Down here, Gigi is very bad, very bad,
Oh, it
very
is.
bad.
In South Carolina,
mm,
same way.
Yeah.
I haven't been
I
down south in years.
I had
Don't
something. I
come.
noticed.
Don't come.
Oh, I
Yeah,
noticed that
please
like
don't come. Don't
Yeah,
come
don't
unless
come.
you already have a career and your ducks in a row. If you have your career
Exactly.
already, you have your ducks in a row, you know what you're gonna do, how you gonna do it, where you gonna do it at, you're good. But don't come just to fraternize, because you find some of the most ignorant people on the planet down here.
Black and white.
Black and white, Mexican, whoever. They all
Yeah.
retarded. Yeah, hold on.
I think
so. I noticed.
sometimes it's because the
Oh,
South is they're kind of like 30 years behind everyone else in some areas,
right. So about
especially. Oh,
oh, my
I'm
bad.
sorry.
My bad. No, I'm just saying about the whole accomplishment thing. Like now that I have a newer car, they kind of want to hold on to you now, but it's like, but I haven't even. I've kind of been done for a while now. Not with them, just with the way that I'm treated and no, and I'm not even gonna lie. Like sometimes you'll have good times, but it just becomes bad or you have that friendship with. But,
Okay, and if I got a question for you.
the black. Yeah.
Oh, is there an echo anywhere? Because I'm hearing an echo from somebody. Carl, you
Oh
still
no,
there?
not me.
Yeah, I'm back. And you got an echo on my end?
No, I heard an echo from. I think it was NF, but I think it was fixed now. But what I was
Okay.
going to ask you, NF. So how have you dealt with like other mixed people before? How have they treated you per se?
They're nice for the most part. Like we actually get along, but we never. I noticed that we never like hang out in a group. Like or like if
Okay.
I've seen other mixed people around, they're pretty like feeling. It looks like they're feeling the same way, and we don't even talk. It's like when we look at each other, it's kind of like we don't even talk. We just kind of are shy of each other, which is strange to me. Like
Yes,
I would like to
yes,
hang out.
Ooh,
yes. That's
Right.
what it is. When mixed people see each other, they like, I know you good, I know I'm good, but we ain't fucking with each other like that. But you good though, bro. Oh
Yeah, you
shit.
know why? You know why?
Yeah,
It's because
that's how
it's
it go
the
down. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
it's it's
And it
the it's
sucks
the
because I'd want to talk to them or hang out or whatever, but it's just kind of like they kind of make it seem like it would be weird to get together or whatnot.
that's I've
well,
always found that weird.
They
well,
always
the
want us
thing
to be
is,
holding on to, oh, we need acceptance, this and that. So they kind of confuse us and try and make us feel like we need them, you
Oh
know?
boy.
And
Yeah,
so then, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, Father Jake Bell, yeah, light skinned MGM people are proud to be black, but you know why? Because it depends on what kind of background they're in. Now, if they not in the background of all black people, they still proud. They just ain't expressing it as much. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it depends on the environment they in. You know what I'm saying? Like light skinned and mixed race people, they shit, we like chameleons. Like depending on the community we have, that's how we're gonna express it. So
Right.
if we not in a community that's saying we black and proud, we not gonna be. But shit, you put us in those communities, yes, we will be. That's how I go.
mhm.
That's how it always been. Like we are chameleons, and we always
Right.
been like the mules of the community. Like we'll put in all the hard work for others that don't want to put in the hard work. That's how multiracial mixed race people are
That's the
for the most
problem.
part. Yeah, and that is a
Right.
big problem. That is a major problem because you need to be putting that in for yourself and people like you. Stand alone,
Right. Like I don't
proud.
like the favors
Period.
and oh, drive
Yeah,
me here.
yeah,
It's like this. I kind of am just taking it as like I'm not having nothing against them. I never did. It's just the way that they're treating people isn't right. Like it's not cool, you know. Or they'll get sad if you don't want to mess with them because you just don't know who to trust. It's not that you wouldn't
Exactly.
trust
Yeah.
them. It's just you don't know who to trust anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's very interesting stuff when you think about it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it all just boils down to the fact that they're trying to figure you out. Like, is
Yeah,
this
that's all
guy
it is.
like what is this
Like
guy
I'm
going to
cool.
do
I would
for
like
us?
them to be cool. Right. But it's like I would like them to be cool with me too. And not that I'm begging for it, but it's just like, if you are, then you are. If you're not, then you're not. But it more often turns out to be like, oh, you're not black, and then you're not friends anymore.
Mm.
Whoa, okay.
Okay.
Like that like if you're having a falling out, they'll just start disrespecting you when because you won't do something they want you to do or whatever. And
And
it's
if
like,
I just want to give you a piece of advice right quick, man.
right,
Uh, you just hear me out. And sometimes, this is one of the things that I've kind of come to terms in reality with. It don't matter who you come into contact with, black, white. It don't really matter. People gonna be people at the end of the day.
right,
And the thing is, you really got to really learn how to love yourself and be to yourself and appreciate your own company.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, and okay, let me ask you this: how do you come into this world, NF?
how do I come in?
No,
I'm like,
no,
how do
no,
I
no,
present myself?
no. Like, how are you born into this world? Like, do you come with anybody else, or do you come alone?
Well, I come alone, but I have a brother and sister, but they have the same dad. But my dad, um it's actually kind of crazy because I'll just put it out there, like, this lady who was supposed to be our godmom
Well, no,
was
NF.
missing.
I don't mean interrupt you, but the
Right.
point I guess I'm trying to make here is like
Okay.
you come into this world alone, and you also die alone.
Uh-huh.
Nobody goes with you.
All
So
right.
when you really think about it, throughout your life, you really do most things for and by yourself. So
For
you truly
yourself,
have
by
Right.
yourself. That's right. That's
exactly,
right. That's
exactly.
right. That's right.
But
Exactly.
So
but
you
that's how
really
it's
just
been
have
anyway,
right.
in a
But I'm
way. I
saying
mean,
you really have to learn to appreciate yourself and appreciate your own company, because at the end of the day, you are all you have, really.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So
Yep.
well, I know I
Yeah.
have God
Preaching
too,
to the
and God
choir.
helps me out.
well, of
God,
course, of course.
Yeah.
I always pray
Yeah,
and
most
stuff.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Because it's kind of
But
like He made us, So
man, at this point in time, with the way things are in this world and the way as crazy as stuff is, I could care less about people's validation at this point.
well, right,
Yeah.
right. But it's like when you're young and stuff, they withhold their love when you're a kid, and they want you to be like begging for it from them when you're older, and
Yeah.
it's
The whole thing to me with the golden sphere and as far as being a golden person, you're not only going through normal human changes in human nature and adolescence, but you're also dealing with being multiracial. So it's an added layer to what most human
right,
beings are going through, which is extra fucking hard.
right.
So when you do get to your apex, you should be stronger than most people around you. You should be
Hmm.
mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. You should be pretty fucking thorough because
Right.
they didn't even go through the things you went through, and you wondering why.
And then it
That's
kind of
how I see
fuels
it.
more of their anger too at
Yeah,
that point,
yeah,
which is
exactly.
not fair. It's not fair because it's like, okay, now I'm here. I've done this with the help of God, what He's provided for me. But then they don't understand like what you've been through. They don't care at all. They
Nope.
just want to keep thinking that they're better because they're monoracial
Exactly.
That's
Like,
where the
oh
problem
yeah,
lies.
yep.
Not having a
And,
group is
and,
what
and still
really
putting
hurts
you in
you
the black
guys.
category. They don't care if black people accept you or not. They just still kind of push you back away like that. Like.
Yeah.
So you kind of get it from random angles, all different angles, and but it's not any of their business. It's not their life to judge. And when you don't care, it just makes them all pissed off, and that's not fair because I'm not doing anything to you. I'm not terrorizing your life. It's just kind of selfish. Like, you already have your life, but you want to dig in on mine.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's what I think. That's what I think about the whole thing as a whole, is like folks who, and I always say this, why you try to claim indigenous people when you want to be a conqueror? Like, you want to play both sides. You want to have this mentality like you're a conqueror type of person, but you want to dabble with the indigenous people to make yourself feel more grounded or whatever. It's just games. It's just cocksuckers are out here playing games from monoracial groups. They cocksuckers to me, and I'm a cuss because they sit out here being themselves, and they want to claim their pride in my group and my tribe, and this is who I am. But then you want to dabble with people that are not like you to feel different, or to say, oh well, you know, I'm with the conquerors, but then I want to be indigenous, or I'm indigenous, but I want to feel like more like the conquerors. It's always that
Yeah.
shit. It's a back
And
and
then, of
forth
course,
game. It's a
right. And then,
fucking
of
back and
course,
forth game. Yeah.
the fetishization, like, I don't like that either.
Yes.
And
That's
also,
bullshit. And they don't have to really. They don't have to
We
really
get started on the
deal with both
fetishization.
sides.
right.
They don't have
But
to
it's
deal with the realities of actually living that shit. And you would make you want to slap folks for real. Like, get your bitch ass on, because you
right.
full of shit. Yeah,
I just
exactly.
also find it funny that people love to stare. Like, yes, they may see you as attractive or whatever, but there's other
Yeah,
attractive people too. But they just love to stare, and but it's also coming from a place that I know of. Like, they think, oh, who is this? Like,
yeah,
they're less than me, or I don't know what they could be thinking, but that's what I'm
yeah.
feeling like. But they just stare in the stores, like it'll be multiple people, and they just feel like they can just stare, like you don't have, like they should know that staring isn't respectful. I feel like they're doing it to be disrespectful.
I
Exactly,
think so.
exactly.
Yeah,
It could be.
you know what? There also another reason they're doing it too is they're trying to figure you out. You know, that's what it is more than anything. That's what I've, come to learn, at least, or come to think or theorize. At the very least, they're trying to, they know there's something distinct about you. You know,
Right,
They see it. They
uh,
see it.
right.
They see it. They know it. They feel it. But it's just something to play around with. Well,
mhm.
I can have my fun with these folks.
And
I
that's the
think
same
it's
thing.
more
Like, whether you're
confusion.
presenting yourself in a good way, quote unquote good way, that's acceptable to them, or if you're just being like, you know a different way, like who you are. Like, there's no way to present yourself really. Like, it's either you try to be super this, or you're just not caring. There's never that medium of where you can just feel like you're just living.
Yeah.
You know, you
And
kind of
no,
feel
you
like,
can't. No, you can't just live, because that would mean peace. They don't want you to be peaceful.
They want
exactly.
you to
And
be
every
Yeah,
time you are
real. That's
peaceful, they
basically what it
start throwing
is.
stuff, and
yeah,
then that's when drama happens too. When you're not
exactly,
feeling like on edge, like
exactly. Yeah,
they want to feel comfortable and have you on edge, like they want to be.
yeah,
There's just another stuff too. Like, they'll be talking at the counter super nice, assuming that I'm not nice or something.
yeah,
Like, that they're nicer than me. It's like, just because
yeah.
you're this race, white or
Mike,
Mexican.
that's called microaggressions.
Right, right.
Microaggressions all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
It's like we're always like demonized. Like, also, like, we can't just be nice either. Like, but we are
yeah.
nice, but they don't understand. They just
They're
assume.
trying to pin stereotypes on you. That's
But
They do
I
that a
feel like they
lot.
know that it's wrong. And
Yeah.
then another thing, I know that they know that that's not who you are. It just seems weird that they're just doing that. Like, maybe they might want to have something sexual with you, but they know they can't in the moment, or they just don't think you would go for them. So disrespect you. I don't understand that either. And also, other guys too from other races, they get really mad. And I don't like all the violence, the violent vibes.
So have they ever, if they've been with like their girlfriend or everything, have they ever given you like an intimidated or
Like, they want to
intimidating
fight.
looking person?
but I'm just living my life. Or I'll just be driving in traffic, and some guy will be with a girl, and I didn't even notice them, and then they'll just speed off. But when I looked to see what the car was, it was some guy, or just stuff like that. Just
Yeah,
weird stuff.
they basically acting like hoes because they sense your energy and they angry about it. I'm sorry, they jealous about it. Even if the girl don't say nothing about it, they jealous of the energy you giving off as whatever you are, and they can't help it. So they pretty much hoes, pretty much. That's how it go down.
And it's not even like I'm just like, what the heck? I'm just trying to be
I'm
happy.
just here. Like, what
Also,
the fuck are you talking
right?
about? I'm just here,
Like, I'm
dog.
not
I'm
even
just
trying to be
here.
better. I'm not. I would never try and be better than anyone because I know that's not
Yeah, motherfuckers are
me. First of
insecure.
all,
Yeah,
right?
they
But they
insecure.
just assume
very
the
insecure.
worst is what I'm saying. They assume like, oh, we just want to do this and that, and what certain people might do, they think that we do that. Like, oh, we just want to have sex with everybody or their girl, or we think we could, At the end of the day, they don't feel like they should respect you as a person. Like, that's cool. You can feel that way. I feel some ways about people, but I don't. I try not to judge. But it's kind of like I don't do anything to intolerance them. You know.
Nah, it's funny when you become the aggressor and you really go hard, then motherfuckers want to slow you down and stop you and say something wrong with you. It's crazy. But when they aggressor, everybody and their mama support them because they coward.
Right. Like,
They
it's fine. That's
fucking
another.
thinking those type of groups of men are fucking cowards to their
Mhm.
core. They love when they people in them push them to be aggressors, but when you aggressor towards them, they want to bitch and cry and moan and want to act a hoe. Yeah, they cowards, man. They
Right.
fucking
It's
cowards.
just kind of like I don't like all the violence. It's just not cool. Like,
You ain't
I'm
got
a
to.
cool
The motherfucker bring
person.
it to you. So I'm saying, I would tell God, look, if you gonna bring it to me, bitch, I'll end it. That's how you should be in your mind. I'll end it. Fuck them. That's how I go.
And if I just got, this kind of just goes back to what I was saying earlier. I'm going to use myself as an example here, and everything I'm about to say is 100% true. And I'm not a braggadocious person, but just to see how much you are capable of as a person. Let me tell you something, man. Ever since I was about 4 or 5 years old, I wanted to become an airline pilot, right?
Mhm.
And I never will forget, like when I was in school and whatnot, and I made, with the exception, of course, my mother and my grandmother, because, they were perhaps the only two that were ever really supportive of anything that I wanted to do in life. Everybody else just is kind of like, yeah, whatever, or they made fun of me, and that's, what I'm getting to. It's like I was made fun of terribly. Like black kids used to tell me, black people don't fly planes, only white people do that. And the white kids, they just didn't care either way. I wasn't their focal point. Well, had I let that get to me as a kid, I wouldn't have got as far as I have. And what I mean when I say that, back in 2020, our opportunity presented itself. I took a hiatus from driving a truck, and I was able to go to flight school, and I am now a licensed commercial pilot. So I have both a commercial driver's license, a Class A CDL, and a FAA issued commercial pilot's license, and I'm well on my way to becoming an airline pilot. I didn't let anybody stop me. That's why I'm saying to you
Mhm.
that it's very important not to let people's words and how people feel about you get to you, because it really hinders you from allowing you to become what you want to become in life. And that's why I keep pressing this. you
Well,
know
right. But when
yeah
you're standing tall and you're happy and you're doing your thing, just how they would do their thing, like feeling free, that's when a lot of the microaggressions comes. Like people are like, "Who is this?" And then sometimes they may have some assumptions. They may be like, "Oh, they think they're better than black people because they're light skinned. See, that's why black people did this to them." And then that comes out too. Like
Mhm.
they kind of just get more aggressive to you. Like,
Okay,
you
I
know,
don't mean to cut you off, Anna, but I just wanted to address our father, Jake Bell. But
right.
Paula Patton, I think deep down inside, she knows she's biracial. I mean, she doesn't even look like your prototypical like black woman, and we all know that she's one of the many light skinned women that they complain about. Just because they say they identify as black doesn't mean that phenotypically and genetically they are. They're just acknowledging that they're half at least. But you can continue. I just wanted to address.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, this is just experiences. Like, I know that some people like may hang out like with black people, like they may be Hispanic, and they kind of start acting aggressive towards me.
Yeah. Oh Lord, you preaching to the choir
I
about
don't see how they accept them, but they don't accept us.
yeah,
I just don't get it with that one.
yeah.
And
You
then they
preaching to
think
the
that they
choir
got
on that one.
little people to like, oh, because they think that they're accepted more than you are because your mom is white. They think because they're Hispanic, you know, the whole thing. Oh, they're a person of color. Their mom's not white, so we accept them. Um, it's kind of like weird to me. Like I'll knock the dog shit out that one. Like not trying to be violent, but it's just kind of like don't start trying to act like you're blacker than me or you understand me
And what? And
or
you in
even
Cali? You
understand
say?
them.
Hey, you say you in California with that?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You preaching to the choir. Down here in Texas, it's the exact same thing. A generation that went by, and a group of certain people acting like, "Oh, I'm more blacker than you." I'm like,
Right.
seriously? Are you
Like
fucking serious? Don't come to me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even speak to me with that
right.
shit. Like
Right.
seriously. And they
They
think it's a
think
joke because they predominant.
right.
They dominating. So they feel like it's the thing to do. You see what I'm
And they
saying? And
think
it's
like, oh,
fucked
just
up.
because your mom's white, this and that, like f them, because because they're basically because the only reason I feel like is because they're monoracial, so they feel like they are better than you or whatever. But the other thing is, I know that it's from black people. I know they might be talking shit to them, like
Yeah.
especially when they see us, they be talking shit and they be laughing, doing the same stuff they do
No, I don't
together.
even think I don't honestly I don't even think it's from black people talking shit. I just think when you comfortable around, like you say, black people for so long, they think it's second nature to like, oh, we good. We can just do whatever we want. I don't think it's
Right,
coming from black people. I think it's the comfortability they have around black people over a long period of time in certain communities to do and say
right,
what they feel. That's what I think it is.
right. Like, but I
Yeah.
just noticed it happened a few times in my life, like where it was a Hispanic guy with a black guy, or a few people, and they're just like trying to oppress you,
Yeah.
and that's not cool because it's like, you know, but whatever, that's how they want to feel, then I don't really care. I don't care, honestly, I don't. But it's
Yeah.
just like, don't be trying to do the whole rejection thing, like you're black and trying to do like fitting in with them type of thing. They think they're fitting in with black people
Yeah, it's a weird
more than you.
paradigm. It's a
It is
weird
weird.
paradigm to be in because you
It's
used to
really
one
weird.
paradigm. It's like they come in with a new something new. It's like this shit don't even fit into Americana culture. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you trying to bring this third angle into things? Yeah, yeah, it's
Right.
weird. It's weird. Yeah,
It's like they
Okay.
don't want to they want to keep making it seem like, oh, because we're half this and half that. Okay, that's our DNA. That's
yeah,
what our body is. Our genetics are in our body. That doesn't mean that we're two different people. We're one person.
yeah,
Our body just has a different DNA. But we're one person. They don't understand it. They just think it's a game, and they want to try and confuse you. And also, I've been downtown once, and it's kind of sad. I don't mean to make somebody sad, but I've seen a lot of mixed people down there that were homeless. They were young too. One time when I was riding the
Whoa.
trolley, they were
yeah.
like smoking weed in a group near a bunch
Mhm.
of, and I'm like, this is the problem here. Like, you know, there was like maybe 7 of them, 10 of them, and I think they're white and black. They're all pretty light, and I just feel like that's messed up. Like, I don't know what would have happened, but I just know that I'm not gonna let anything like that happen to me. And I feel like every time somebody's doing stuff that they're doing, I feel like they're just trying to make us feel some kind of way so we could be out there on the street. Because at the end of the day, I do think maybe it's jealousy that we didn't even want
Mm.
from people. And I don't think that's cool to try and ruin someone else's life. You know, it's just not cool.
Yeah.
So I just know that I'm not going to let people run my life, you know. And it's not to say that I'm thinking I'm better. It's just I want to exist. I am existing. I just want to do things that everybody else does.
Mhm.
Not following the crowd, but you know, like go to work, pay your bills, this and that. And it's been funny too at work.
This.
At work, I have experiences too. Like they just fire you for no reason. It's going good one day, and then they call you in the office and they're like, they make up some phony reason as to why it's not working out, and you don't understand why, or like just people complaining about you, other coworkers and stuff.
Yeah, been there
Because you're the
before.
only one there. So it's kind of pretty much everywhere. Like, I don't know if you guys experience that.
Oh yeah.
Now, well, I heard it was pretty bad in California. Down here in Texas, it may not be that bad, depending on what kind of industry and work environment you're in. But I've heard stories in Cali like it's horrible.
I know they just want the job, or like if you're having certain hours, they want to get your hours, so they just start complaining about you, and then the managers caught writing you up or whatever, and it's not even anything you're doing.
Yeah,
It's just not right.
yeah.
They don't want you to get too powerful.
They
as
don't
a
want you to
person.
have too much clout at the job, basically.
You know what it is?
It's not even
What
like you're trying to be a show off or nothing. You're just doing what you're doing.
Doing
Like
what
a
you're
normal
doing,
person
yeah.
would do.
You know exactly what it is. They don't want you to outshine them. You know.
It's
You're
sad
not trying
because
to though.
and the whole thing is basic. But and I always think about this. They don't want you to outshine them, but they don't understand that by culture wise and a group or community wise, you actually have more of a deficit than them, and you're still doing better.
Right.
Think
Exactly.
about that. Think about that.
It's like I'm tired of having to worry about what people think about me and what my relationship is with the black community and all these things, or like what my life is. I just feel like they just look at me and they think they know my life, and they don't. They really don't. Like, you don't know who I am, how I talk, how nice I am, what I do in my daily life, whether I'm on drugs or not, which I'm not, but it doesn't matter if you know, whatever you're doing in your life is your life. I just don't like people trying to run my life, or like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm not trying to be mean. And then at the end of the day, then I start feeling like, oh, I'm the asshole. I'm this and that. It's really not. I can't help.
Never feel that way. Never
Right.
feel that way.
I just am who I am, and I accept people for who they are, especially black people. Like, my dad was dark complexion, and I cared about. I still care to some degree because we go through similar things, you know. But I just don't care for the treatment, you know. That's the only thing. There's like a disconnect between people, everyone else, and mixed people, which is actually kind of like a new wave of racism. I don't know if anyone.
Actually, it's an old wave of racism. It's just that the numbers got higher for multiracial mixed people. That's all it is. But it's been there. It's been there.
Right.
It's like, who can we get at within this group that's a proxy or a buffer between us and another monoracial group? And that's what it's always been.
Right.
It's always
And
fucking been that.
honestly,
It's been like that since slavery days. Bro.
Yes, it's been
Right.
there.
What's up,
Yeah, that's right.
RTGP?
What's up, man? I'm letting y'all chat it out while I do something, but there's a lot I want to comment on about this whole situation, what y'all talking about, for sure.
All right. Okay.
Oh, wow. Give me a second. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were saying in there? Okay. NF. You still there?
Oh. Yeah, I'm here. I don't know. Someone else was saying something.
Oh, okay. You know what's crazy? see, I always thought that California was like a figure was a bit more open towards like mixed people, considering that that's like
How liberal it is.
It is. Oh, one thing is people like couples and like there's always going to be a lot of people who don't like you from every group, but there's also a lot of people who do care about you as well as black people and understand the situation. But the people who don't understand, that's just what it's going to be with them. But I'm always nice to everyone. I try to be, you know, and I try to treat people with respect, whether they're respecting me or not. But that doesn't mean that just because they're disrespecting me that I'm gonna bow down. I'm just treating people like a person, you know. That's just how I see it. Like, you know, with the basic human respect. Like, you know, I'm waiting in line. Sometimes I let people in the door, but not like that. But, you know, like, hold the door for them when I'm leaving. Just regular stuff that a normal person would do. So that's just how I try to be. But it's not to prove anything either. Like, it's just, you know, you are a person who's respectful. So why are you disrespecting me when I haven't done anything disrespectful?
I agree.
But I'm not like prideful or nothing. I'm humble at the same time, but I try to be a happy person. Like, I'm not saying I'm better than anyone. I never thought that anyway.
Well, it's like they said, it's all just based off of their own insecurities and the way they feel about their community.
Which is sad because they may feel oppressed by us, certain people, but I don't want to oppress anybody, you know, because then I see them walking away sometimes in a way that just from me being a person, I see them. I don't know if you can relate, but I see other people like walking around ashamed, which I know how that feels. But it's not even like I'm trying to do that. I'm not, you know, it's just strange. I think it's just because the white complex within certain people, like, because we're light skinned or we have white in us, it's just kind of like we take on things that white people are, which that's not us. But, you know, they kind of associate you with white people. Does that make sense? Like certain actions, they think that, oh, you know, they just think because it's the whole thing about how white is better, you know. That's one time that happened, but where I saw them walk away, their head was down. But that's pretty sad. It's like we can't all just get along. But that's how I see it. I see it like God made us all, and that's how it is, you know.
Well, they got like a lot
We
of
all have
ideology.
value.
Oh, you were saying?
Oh no, I'm saying we all have value as a person, you know. So
They got a lot of like back in slavery days. They still have like the slave mindset, and a lot of them are dwelling it. And it doesn't help nowadays where they got all these like movements and stuff that have them dwelling in victimhood now more than ever. I think that stuff is really kind of kickstarted this stuff to a point. I think it's in a way they tried to fix it, but in a way they just made it worse because
right.
now it's like now people associate you with that,
Right.
and at the same time they
Which I'm not even gonna lie, I was doing certain things too when I would hang out, and I'm not saying that I wasn't, but it's just I'm like I kind of secluded myself from certain things that weren't good for me. That um because of the stereotypes, so many stereotypes put on you, it kind of becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. and that you can't break free from sometimes. Like that's how I understand. Like it sometimes feels like, oh, they just see you as this and that, but they don't understand why that happens to you. Why you have like a little hood side or whatever, you know. And it's not a bad thing. It's just from being disrespected from people and being like they a lot of people like to use slavery against you also, which can be traumatizing too. Like, you know, when they're looking at you some kind of way, less than. I don't know. It doesn't affect me now because I'm just kind of. It's good to get away from things and people, but it's just weird. I don't know if you guys can relate.
I I understand wholeheartedly what you. I mean, I'm not biracial per se, but I
Right,
understand most definitely what you're
right.
going through because a
Hmm.
lot stems from the identity, and I think not having an identity in a way can really is where the bulk of the problems come at.
Right. But at the end of the day, we do have an identity because we're one person. We just have different DNA within us. You know, we're a person. Like everybody's a person with just different color, hair textures, hair colors, features, but we're all, you know, they don't understand that. It's because people designate a race to somebody like, oh, you're Hispanic, you're Brazilian, you're black, you're from the Congo, whatever the case may be. You're Irish, you know?
Okay.
But that's how I see it. I see it as like we're a whole person because we are, but it's the stereotypes and stuff.
Yeah, I always say on this channel that you don't have to identify with what other people identify you as. Identify with what you feel you are, and
Right. And I don't
identify with
like,
all sides.
right, I just don't like when it's like they just start pushing the tragic mulatto down your throat or like this and that. And, you know, like we're just some exile, like we're just not sterile, but, you know, like we're just disposable human beings and we're not.
Yeah, you might want to move,
Just
bro,
because,
outside of California,
right.
because
But I
that
know
that
they do that to everyone. Like, if you're not acting hood and you're like, you have yourself together, like, and not that having acting hood doesn't mean you don't have yourself together, but if you're not like associating in a
well,
certain way,
the
like,
stereotypes against you are going to be worse in
right,
those types of areas, like California, New York, or Miami or something, right? That's what I'm saying. Like other states, it won't be as bad as far as stereotypes, but it's usually in those areas that had that culture, right? Chicagoland, right? California, you know what I'm saying, with the Mexicans and all that.
hmm
I'm saying to have someone from Michigan or
I just
someplace
find it
that's
funny. hmm
yeah.
I feel like eventually there's going to be a lot of mixed people, like how there is Hispanics and everything, and I don't even think the thing I think about it is we're not even going to be trying to act better or anything or like, oh, haha, because you're not mixed. I feel like we would still be the same people. We would
Well,
just
no,
have
in
our own
those states,
community.
they're incentivized to do that shit. That's why. That shit is not by accident. Um,
Hmm.
Right.
yeah, this goes into deeper politics. I prefer most of y'all don't probably prefer not to discuss that, but this goes into deeper politics. Why it's like that in some places.
hmm
Some it's deep state. You want to be blunt about it.
hmm They should just give us our own state then.
Yeah, because I noticed
That's the
that the
case.
places where they have the most issues with this shit are the places that are supposedly liberal as fuck.
Real
You
liberal.
know,
Yep.
yeah, real liberal. All the minorities love it. They all are in unison with each other and homogenized. They just love each other. But then you get to reading the backstory on this shit, and there's all type of race wars that don't spawn off in these areas. You know what I
Could
mean?
be
New York,
a lot of
huh?
those. A lot of those liberals, they say one thing, but they really say something behind your back. They're just as worse. It's not worse than the people they claim that they're better than.
And I just find it funny, like, why don't we talk? Like, we're talking now, but I mean, I hardly see mixed people like now sometimes, but when it is that, it's kind of like we're shy to talk to each other, which is weird, which I don't see why. Because again, I think it's because as a kid in the black community, they kind of make it like they push you in and out. Like, you're black, then you're not. Then you are, then you're not. You know.
You're black when it's convenient. I'll say that much.
Right. But
Well, so much... part of the culture at the time, and all that. You know what I'm saying? We as like MLS people, we have to really keep up with the culture dynamics of society as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Don't be living in the past. Like, the culture migrates like every 5 years. You feel me? So shit in the '60s is pretty irrelevant right now, right? As far as comparisons, because like if everyone was on this 40 years ago, but they're not today, you know what I mean? You have to move accordingly. You can't be stuck on shit in the past, you know what I mean? You have to move like the ocean, right? Flow, flow like the ocean. Like, wherever it's going, you're gonna have to go there too. At the end of the day, society is a battlefield, right, between different groups. So you really have to, when your group is experiencing a lot of shit or whatever, then you have to go back to the drawing board, like in football. Okay, what the fuck is going on? What we need to do different? You know what I mean? As far as just surviving as a group and having any type of influence or cultural influence in society. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't sit there and just ignore shit. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes even so, like, if air is just so bad, yeah, you might want to think about moving, researching somewhere else, communicating, networking with people. Because, at one point in time, Latos had a lot of territory, in this side of the country, right? East of the Mississippi, it's like Cherokee Nation and all that. But are they still here? No, they got pushed somewhere else. They mainly to the West Coast and to Latin America, where they pushed a lot of them. But there's still small tribes dotted throughout the area, but they don't have no real population size. At least, if you don't count the Mexicans that are pouring into this side of the country. But other than that, you have to, really strategize on how you move as a group. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I just know, like, you just know the type of people to stay away from in every group. So you don't really, you're not, like, begging people to be your friend or be accepted by them. Because you already accepted yourself.
They don't respect that. You know what I'm saying?
They just think that we need them because they're Mexican or them because they're black or whatever. Which is funny to me.
I think the thing is, where I'm from, they used to talk about like light-skinned people a lot. And the thing is, when you live in like majority black communities,
black
like
areas,
the ones I'm at, they have like a lot of passive aggressive like.
You have to pay attention to that shit. That's due to past tribal dynamics with among groups, right? You gotta understand the lineage and the history. The South, okay, a lot of MGM groups was out there. You're in the mid, somewhere in the Midwest, right? So a lot of them migrated out there. Whatever dynamics happen amongst groups and whatever, people, feel some type of way and they hold on to it. You feel me? Because of the culture and the lineage behind these groups and their culture together, you know what I'm saying? Their shared history. Because Michigan is like that too, right? So you definitely have a light skin dynamic, and then there's dark skin, right? Then there's biracials. Biracials aren't as relevant in Michigan overall, in my opinion. But I see that definitely talked about a lot in other states. Because I did notice something. I was gonna drop a video about this. How they do have these real liberal type of white women who have kids with black men, and like on some on some different shit. You see it because I see it in Florida with these yuppie types, right? So they're having these biracial kids with the, it's just kind of like I wouldn't understand it because we don't necessarily have that type of white people in Michigan all like that. But I do notice them. I guess they're like from the West Coast, maybe New York or something, right? Or somewhere over there, because it's just how they interact with black folks is a lot different than what I'm used to. And they tend to date them a lot, like for fun and shit too. So, and they have marriages and stuff like that. Just shit I'll be studying in Florida when you have people from every part of the country coming out here. We have a lot of Californians that move out here.
I would just say, like, it's just nobody's business who your parents are,
Yeah.
Yeah, their parents are attracted to each other, but that doesn't mean that's the reason they got together. Like, they mostly get together because they had a connection. It doesn't matter what their skin tone is. Oh, because she's white and he's black. They had a good connection.
Are they like, are the black dudes getting a lot of women out there in those states? In that state, California? Yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot of. Also, when I see light-skinned men, they're usually with another woman of a different race, because a lot of the black guys like to date light-skinned women to have black kids with. So it's kind of like our skin tone isn't really valued as anything. Like, oh, because you're light-skinned. Oh, get with us and produce, a black child.
Yeah,
which that would be fine. That's fine too. But it's like, we want people that look like us too. Maybe we want a kid who's mixed. And then also sometimes I see mixed people together, like dating, and they have kids.
I don't see it a lot where I'm from, unfortunately.
Yeah, it depends on the diversity of your area, and like a lot of times how liberal that area is. A lot of very liberal areas, especially areas with high Hispanics and stuff, you do see a lot of dudes just dating out and just having a huge preference for that. Because you already know in Michigan, like most black men, most of their preference for the most part is black women, as far as dark skin and all that brown skin. It's not a huge thing out there for people just to be dating out and being with white women and all that other stuff. It happens for sure, or light skins even, right? It happens, but it's not like a huge thing like it is in these other states, like New York. You know what I mean?
Or sometimes there's a black woman with a white man, and I've seen that a couple times. It's more rare to see.
Yeah,
but I have
white
seen
woman and a black man.
No, a black woman with a white man. Or like I've seen a couple times a black woman with an Asian man, and a couple younger couples that was a Mexican or Puerto Rican with a black girl.
Yeah,
and I feel like they're divestors.
Oh yeah, a lot of those people from those states, they're all straight up divestors. They don't even know it. You know what I mean? Because they never been to no real state where it's like and where it's not like that. But whatever. I think if you want to try, you definitely have to, what's the word? You have to set it in the culture. You know what I'm saying? That's why on my Discord I put the Amish people, right? There's a certain way you got to move if you want to preserve any type of cultural, dynamic, like tribe or whatever.
Right.
Like you really have to close yourself off from other groups. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If
you really want to like homogenize a phenotype, you know what I'm saying, have a cultural niche in this big country, right?
Yeah. And I understand in the past, like, mixed people were. I understand that it was from rape, but in this day and age, it
wasn't always from rape.
It's right.
Don't believe that guy.
That too.
You said it's from rape.
Well, some at the beginning it was, but then also like he's saying like, but anyway, the point I'm saying is that I don't like that stereotype, like, because my parents got together, whether they stay together or not. When they say, "Oh, they never stay together," it doesn't matter. It's still possible that you can love somebody, and let the past go.
It's not all. That's gaslighting.
Just because it may not work out doesn't mean it's because, the white woman was white or whatever. It doesn't mean that. It's the pressure from the outside that kind of makes the parents even sometimes they don't get along, but it doesn't usually start out as, oh, you know that you're white and they know that they're black, but it's not, they're not being racist to each other.
Right.
It's more so like your actions that makes people mad. It's not her calling him the N-word or whatever. It's nothing like that. So that's how I see it.
I don't think
That
it's all rape.
all,
I don't think it was all rape exactly, right? And in the
right,
past,
It wasn't.
those free people of color, there's shit like that.
right.
Maroon communities and stuff.
It was supposed to be now in this day and age, at least from what I thought. I thought it was supposed to be, okay, there's white people, there's black people, and black people were integrating. So then it would be good to have people who were both, so that there would no longer be white or black. But now it just kind of turned into
It turned exactly into that, right?
both parties abusing us.
Yeah, the whole thing is gone, dog. From what I'm
Right.
seeing, ain't nobody gives a fuck about that. You on your fucking own, you know what I mean?
Right, like that's what we thought too. Well, I didn't think that. It was just kind of like, I saw my parents, but I didn't even see their color. I just saw them as my parents. It's kind of strange. Like you see the color of them, but you don't see the color. You know what I'm saying? Because you just know that that's your mom, that's your dad.
Yeah, that's your tribe, man. So it's like with that, doesn't matter what color they are. That's that's the tribe you're born into. That's what you're gonna be used to, right? For example, like if you
And
grew
don't
up
get
with
it
all,
messed up either, because they think we're weak. We're not weak. You know what I mean? Like, that's what some people think. Not exile black people for a minute. Not even speaking about them. Like, other people think, oh, we're weak. Well, we're not. Like, we don't have to downplay who we are, and that doesn't mean we have to be boastful either. That's just how I am. I'm just saying that I am who I am. Just as everyone else is who they are.
I mean, the good thing is y'all networking, right? I think that's very important.
Who's networking?
The biracial mixed people, right? Like,
I think to some degree they are. I think
yeah,
they really are.
Not a huge
On
amount,
YouTube and stuff, like maybe. Like I know some of the girls, they do the little videos and stuff. But we're always discouraged from talking to each other. Like I never see like light skins group. Actually, I saw that one time in LA, like 10 mixed guys hanging out. So I see it kind of now. It's starting to happen.
Well, yeah,
Or like
more
I
and
said,
more
couples. Like there was a whole light skin friend group, and it wasn't like, oh, because you guys treated us this way. It was just like, this is who we are. We're just hanging out. We have stuff in common.
The more that there is, the more they just going to start affiliating with each other. It's a numbers game too, so it's easy to isolate like individuals. But once the numbers start getting up, then it's usually groups just break off like that.
Because they're definitely going up. That's for sure.
That's actually kind of cool, like that they're hanging out, because I've never seen nothing like that. But that's how they're doing in LA, like, and they're not even trying to be violent. We're cool people, Let us be. But then it's like kind of like when they do that, it's like talk of the town. Like
there's a lot of mixed.
It's like talk of the town or something, like
mixed hay.
I don't know.
Even.
But anyway, that's how I'm seeing it. Which it would actually be good to have our own community, just because we never have had our own.
I mean, yeah, just gotta do it like all the immigrant groups. Stay mostly inclusive, and they date amongst the ranks of your tribe. You know what I'm saying? There's always gonna be people who date out at some point, but if the majority of a group dates each other, and that's how their culture and group can stay cohesive, right? So, as far as
Right.
a cultural niche or tribe,
Hmm.
I mean, the women have to want that for that to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would like that to be like mixed people get together and have like like you said, like the Creoles and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
Creole, Red Bones,
if we're
a
gonna
bunch of field
be
groups.
ostracized, why not just do it together? Why do you have to do it alone? You know.
It's because what people are born into, that usually, especially with women, they usually just accept that. You know what I mean? You have to really be culturally pushing that direction, especially specifically women have to be culturally pushing that direction.
Because I know
You
in the
know,
black community right now, they're working on rejecting people still.
well, that's
You
going
know?
to help. There's all that rejection coming from the black community. That's going to isolate them more and make them find each other. You feel me? Right?
But it's like, don't try and accept us now. You know, I mean, we could be friends, but it's like we're not ever gonna be. They weren't gonna consider us their own, so now we don't even really consider ourselves one of them, even though we have that DNA. You know, we're still cool. There's no hard feelings. It's just for some of us who've been treated bad, you know, or like the picking and choosing. Some people were never accepted. You know, I would say that's my case. Like I was never really accepted.
Well, yeah, the majority were never accepted. Realistically, the
Right.
majority weren't. That's just how it is. Now, like when groups do that, you know, you obviously have to just be strategic and do your own thing. Um,
Right. It's like, but if we did create our own community, what I don't know what the black community wants from us. Like, do they want us to be one of them, or do they want us
well,
to just
there's
say
different
we're mixed
segments.
and that'll make them happy? Like, what is gonna make them happy? Like, even though it's not about their happiness, it's about
There's
like,
different segments of black people. I say the majority probably won't give a fuck, but that there is a minority or maybe a sizable minority that would be, you know, they who want to identify with more non-black culture, which is why they, you know, want the women around them to look they look. Those are the ones who might feel a bit more entitled, you know, as far as even seeing any light-skinned woman, right, like a trophy wife or something.
they're really trying to get with the light skinned women to give them acceptance, though. But that kind of leaves the light skinned men out on their own and we don't even feel comfortable. Well, I don't feel comfortable with a black woman. I'm just not saying that's not an option. I'm just saying like right now, just from the way they shown that they don't value you or care about you. You know. So and then it's just kind of like when you are mixed, you might go with someone else, like a Latina. I see that a lot, like the mixed guys with a Latina.
Yeah,
So you're kind of just already, because you don't have your community already, you're just everybody's out there on their own in a way.
Yeah, especially in a country where people can just really, you know, migrate all over for the most part. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be accepted everywhere you migrate to, so you really have to migrate to places you accept it. But for the most part, you can go anywhere you want. But like Carl said earlier, yeah, I agree with that. As far as have your ducks in a row before you move and stuff like that. You know, when you go to different places and environments, you want to be not having to deal with the rat race and stuff. So
I would say advice from me is because I am pretty much on my own right now, just chilling, like not really bothering with anybody, not trying to be in any drama, you know. But I just know to just work and save and pay your rent and your car or whatever, and just save so that you can be good. Because there are people like the managers and the people in your job, they're always gonna say that you're black.
they could say one thing, but
Or
they
see
really
you as black, right? They're not gonna see you as what the situation is. So you just have to you don't have to prove yourself. You just have to be you. Just go out there and do it.
Exactly.
But I just know that it's been very hard in jobs for me. Like I said, they just fired me. I don't even have. I'm 22 and I don't even have a work history because I've been fired like 10 times for no. Some I could say were a reason.
I
A lot.
advise entrepreneurship for a lot of mixed people. I advise like you pull together with other dudes, and I advise entrepreneurship because yeah, jobs for the most part are going to be pretty
Right.
competitive as far as who's allowed to exceed and who's not. Um, you
Right.
know, entrepreneurship would be definitely the
Mhm.
best because a lot of times even with immigrants, you have a bunch that move and but they all live together really and put money in the pool to try to own a business or something. I think entrepreneurship might be the best route overall. Some form of entrepreneurship would be the best route for a lot of MLS people. But y'all really have to work together, you know what I'm saying, as far as sharing ideas and pulling money together and shit and doing
Mhm.
things. Like that's how groups work. You wanna really hold your foot in the area, I really have to work together. Like, you know, now other groups, like if you move a certain type of way, you shouldn't get watch who you associate with. Realistically,
Right.
yeah, a lot of male MS people shouldn't have too much of a problem as long as they stay amongst themselves, you know what I mean, and not fuck with other groups like that. That's really what it comes down to. Because when you step out your group, this is why a lot of black women mad about black men step now because you know you're sharing your shit with another community.
They're gonna
So
mix. The black men are gonna mix, and then the black women will end up mixing too. So that'll increase the numbers.
well, yeah, the black men. The thing is, they have a big population to tap into for resources and economic and this and that. You know what I mean? So they, that's why they still able to date out the way they want to because they still work together. MLS people as a whole don't really work together. Y'all should definitely
Because we're
fix that.
beaten down. We're like beaten down here
Well, you
and
have to
discouraged from talking to each other.
re-strategize who you associate with, and you gotta
Mhm.
treat that shit like what I mean, like Battlefield, man. Like, if people want to see you down, then you have to really just move from around them. You know,
And
I
that doesn't
just
mean we're disrespecting someone just because we want to respect ourselves. We still show respect, and that's what it would have been anyways. Because many of us, one of our parents is darker skinned. We never had
it's,
anything against them. We
yeah,
we always saw them as a person.
doesn't matter. When
Right,
it comes to group economics, none of that shit matters. Um,
right. But it's just
None of
kind
that
of like
shit
that
fucking
whole
matters.
thing. Like they may think, oh, we don't want to be around them. No, it's not that. It's just at this point we need our own space in a way. That's how I feel.
Okay, I see Jake Bell. What are you talking about, Jake Bell? Biracial people are the best parents to biracial children. How? Like, would you guys like to answer Jake Bell's response right now?
What did he say?
He
Biracial people are the best.
parents to biracial children. I think he has to be trolling right now.
Now, no, realistically, yeah, nobody's gonna be better than people who look like you, just because they're gonna have 100% people who look like you 100% you know reason to want to see you excel. Something in the image versus what two monoracials who have tribal allegiances alliances with their own phenotype for their own particular benefit. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, at the end of the day, that's how all groups work. When you're part of a lot of times when you're part of tribal unionship, that's what it is. When two different races, two different cultures mix, that's called tribal unionship, right? So, and depending on what they want to see, with their biracial offspring, a lot of times they want them to date, within their tribes, or a lot of times they just abandon them completely.
One other thing I noticed is that it's just weird to me, like how selfish people are to our life. Like white people are so mad about dirtying the bloodline, supposedly, and then black people say like it's we're erasing them.
because they try to maintain hold of their group and their status,
Right,
you know, without any care about, you know, y'all's or yours, right?
right.
So that's, you know, they're saying they're racing, they just saying they don't want to compete with you
Which
for
there
like,
shouldn't even be any competition. We're all just trying to make it out here, and I just don't like
exactly.
how they don't. Nobody considers how we feel just because what our makeup is or whatever. Like we have feelings too,
And I think that's where
and needs and wants also. At this point, it just seems like we're just pretty much
Ooh, drop a link for AMR. Hey, but
people want to make our destiny to be homeless, which I'm not.
yeah, that's, I mean, yeah, that's how groups are. Like, it's always majority rules. It's always you know, it's kind of like a wounded zebra, right? So
Mhm.
if you out there and but you ain't got much tribal backing, right? Particularly from your own phenotype, right? Yeah, you're like a wounded zebra. A lot of, you know, see people see groups like small groups, individuals like that is more of a come up. You know what I mean? Because like again, you know, protected group status or just having numbers as a tribe as a whole gives you protected group status. You know what I'm saying? Because they're, at the end of the day, they're all down to die for their phenotype if it came down to it. Um,
But no one's protecting us at this point.
no, no, definitely not. Like I've seen a lot of biracials throughout the years and light skins too and all that. You know, definitely, yeah, you definitely gonna have to work group economics.
I remember just not even a couple of days ago, I was seeing this like white woman, and she had like practically five like young biracial children, and she was screaming at them, threatening them in the store. I was like, yikes! I think
Oh
Because at the
wow.
Oh
outside,
yeah, you come from one of those areas, one of those yuppie liberal areas. I can tell. Brown and beige,
yeah,
where the white liberals kind of act like elitist sort of thing going on. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
think
that's
it's because some people are still identifying as black, and some of the moms still consider their kids black from all the treatment, the oppression. And I feel like maybe the mom maybe she hasn't felt oppression, so she kind of might be on edge. Because that's kind of how my mom was. Because she also, like, the white moms are rejected by the white community, and she is white. It's not like, oh, we're mixed and we're rejected from this community. No, it's like you are white and you're rejected by your own, truly your own, which could be, I don't know how that would feel because I'm not monoracial. But I feel like that would really just feel like a dub, like what? Like a downer.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
I've always because I see it a lot. But I think the thing is, where I'm from, there is like a lot of white single motherhood with like biracial children. I notice
Hmm.
Well,
that
yeah, because
seems to be a
usually,
growing problem.
yeah, it's going to happen because neither one are actually thinking about what they're doing when they're having these mixed kids and how they, you know, how they want to, and where their loyalty lies. You know what I'm saying?
I think they
Right.
were originally we a lot of them they are were like I don't know, I don't want to say helping, but we were doing the cause or whatever, like for the cause of black people, you know.
Oh yeah, that's saying yeah.
Right. So I think that was the main thing that why it was even a thing to begin with, so that there's no more just white or just black.
Exactly. I mean, you know, we have to keep on. You have to study society and history and just what's going on. For example, you know, at one point they mass poured millions of Europeans, right, in the early 20th century. They don't do that no more. Smaller populations. So we have to just pay attention to where society is going forward, because obviously there was a big movement for interracial dating and interracial kids the last, you know, how long? Like 50
Since
years
the
maybe?
70s, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's not going to last forever, you know what I'm saying? So,
But that's just
well, actually, technically, it will last longer, right? Because now there's a movement for Black women to date out again, right?
which is good because a lot of them they think they want a black man and all these things, and so I would feel like it's good for everyone to just explore outside of what they know, like get out of their comfort zone time. But more
Yeah,
recently, I've noticed more white people are being accepting a lot more times, like in a genuine way. It's not like their superiority complex. I think they're letting go of that. They're understanding a little more now.
yeah,
Because the
yeah.
last thing
Everyone's
they want
different
is
for
to be
sure now.
accused of being racist. You know, they don't like that their um thing. They don't like that their what is it character or their role was the master. So they want anything far away from that. You know, some of them, not the racist ones, but you know, the ones that understand what black people or biracial people go through.
One thing I will say, I've always wondered, like,
Right?
how come they never be around for these like golden sphere videos per se?
Who, modern racials?
No, like white people per se. I mean, we already
Yeah.
know black people.
Oh,
Well, I wonder how do they feel about these platforms, videos, and stuff.
well,
So what?
they see it all as competition, all minority groups. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, so they're you know, if you know, they're probably mainly not paying attention to it, and if you know, mainly because they might be focused on their own group. And then, but white people, they, you know, since they run the country, they move a little bit differently. They're not as out in the open and blunt like a lot of black folks are. But they, you know, you're still another group, right? Just like any other group in this country.
But they, a lot of
We're
them.
still the competition.
I know that a lot of white people they want to um, still categorize us as black, but they're not understand the racist ones. They're not understanding that blacks don't care about us. Some blacks don't care about us.
Yeah, but they don't care about us
They
either.
don't care, right? They don't care because they're not, you know. But it is
As
what it
long
is.
as it's not
It sucks,
affecting
but
them,
that's how they feel. But it's their opinion. That doesn't matter.
as long as it's not affecting them, they don't want to worry about it. Like y'all, you know, as a group, they're probably like, well, y'all gonna have to learn to get y'all shit together one way or another, right?
Right. And you
It's kind of
know,
like now you have a movement with a lot of black people coming out talking about there's no black and brown unity. You know what I mean? Now you have a lot of them coming out talking about there's no black and foreign black unity. You feel me?
because those racist girls, just go around being racist to everyone.
What race girls?
The racist black girls and the other racist girls.
Oh
And
yeah, a lot of I think a lot of black Americans were mean when they first started immigrating these people here to this country. So a lot of hostility, a lot of that died down because now, you know, that the water settled, right? Everyone can see, okay, yeah, we don't like each other, because they do have whole areas of the country where it's like, and it's probably more majority immigrants, right, than Americans. Like Boston, most of the blacks there are, you know, foreign. There's just little parts like that all over the country. And they they mainly, when they go around this country, they're mainly, you know, operating within certain cities and stuff.
But how do you guys
Certain,
feel about other mixed people that aren't mixed with black?
like a
It,
mestizo, for
as
example.
far as what?
kind of like a white and Asian, or a Mexican and Asian, or a
or
Mexican.
native.
Do you think they have a struggle? Obviously they do, but like, do you think they can kind of go under the radar more
I think
as
so.
far as job
Considering
performance?
that
There's
sometimes
less
they
of them, right?
Right.
okay, I feel like this. Their mix is not really like as extreme as like the black and white mix. They can integrate more into the like
Yeah, I was gonna say that
traditional
too.
society for the most part.
White society, or specifically, white liberal society, because I don't, they definitely blend in with all whites, but certain whites will accept it more than others. Like a white Asian, if it, especially if they notice will look a certain way, they'll be more accepted by white liberals than like white conservatives.
Because they're already destined for success.
Like Keanu Reeves from The Matrix.
Right.
Oh, what's up, AMR? I didn't get a
Oh
chance.
damn, man. That's all good, man. Shit, I was supposed to be on the 3-month hiatus already, but it's all good.
Oh no, man. You can't do that.
Well, why not? I can't go on the 3-month hiatus.
No, man, we need you right here. We need you right front and center. We need all goons on deck. We need the Glocks. We need the AR-15s. We need them out here.
Oh damn, man. Shit, I guess they really want the crazy AMR to come out there. All right. I'll play with them. I'll play with y'all. But nah, though. But yeah, again, especially like where I live, though, which is pretty much a very liberal state anyway, and about how some of them, again, like the whether they be Asian and white mix, or Hispanic and Asian mix, or Hispanic and white vice versa. This destined for success thing. It's like, some and not real. Some of it is, and then you got some of it that isn't. It's like a little bit of both. You're gonna take the good with the bad,
Mm-hmm.
and and then for the most part, it's again, like it all depends on again, like how what your mindset is.
Right. But okay, what about like Hispanics? Like, do you think there's really a deficit with them, like a detrimental thing for them, or do you think they're more accepted even than us into society?
In which way?
In a way, like working and things like that. Because I see them, they have their stuff together a lot of times.
Well, and here and yeah, but yeah, that
they
too.
have
But at
like
the same
resources.
time, though,
because a lot of them have resources and things, and they speak another language, and they could go work at a car shop, auto shop, or whatever. Or, they pretty much have all the low end jobs. That's also the hard thing too, because they've been racist to me also, like at McDonald's or like all the low end jobs. So it's very hard to get up, because they're usually managers or they're the owner.
Wait. Well, and again, let me ask you this though: like these so-called Hispanic ones, are they like monoracials or are they mixed?
Yeah, they're like darker Mexicans or like just Hispanics.
Okay, then you're talking about the monoracials.
Mm-hmm. And they kind of give their, like, if they're a manager, they give them privilege over us.
I mean, they all technically mix, ain't they? Or at least in Florida, there's some sort of mix.
Right.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, even though they're hell, technically they're supposed to be indigenous, but again, what a it's like people, you can look and do like what a monoracial one looks like in comparison to a mixed one.
Oh yeah,
who happen to have mixtures.
Right.
Big visible difference. Like my baby mother is mestizo, So I know like which is Spanish and Native American. That's what the Spaniards call it, mestizo.
Right.
Mhm.
Shoot, hell, even again, it's like we was to go outside. Let's say just the U.S. I mean, hell, Brazil being another. It's not gonna necessarily be that difficult to go and find a Brazilian looking like me, you, or Edson Barboza, the UFC fighter combined.
Right.
So this whole thing, again, like with privilege.
Oh, how do you feel about
Now,
light skin privilege? Also, like, have you benefited from it at all, or? Because that's the
Privilege,
big
you
thing
know
the
what?
black community throws out
determined
at
error
us. It's
too.
like, oh, you're
You
privileged,
know what?
but
Like what I and
Where are they
even
from
Brown
when
and
they say
Beige
that
can
at?
attest. Even Brown and Beige can attest to this. Like when I first hopped on this stream for the first time, and I said, that's the case, and I've been looking forward for God knows how long. I'm
I
not
think
getting cut a check. It's not getting, going into my bank account.
and I
So
feel like
hallelujah.
Hispanics kind of have privilege over us. So I never really benefited from light skin privilege.
Well, yeah,
Only,
it's an immigrant thing where they give immigrants incentives to do better than like Americans or Black Americans or whatever, mixed Americans.
Mhm. Right.
I think of it like this: if there's not any money, power, and resources involved, then there's no such thing as privilege. Because
It's worse.
realistically, what resources are we getting from these other groups that they say really love us that much?
But I know a lot of them like to sexualize, but they don't want to care. And then that's when it's back to the whole, if they're sexualizing you, they feel like they're above you in a way. Like you're a sex toy or something,
Exactly.
right? So that's kind of just one weird thing too. It's just like that's not what we are, you know. That's what it was before, maybe, but kind of thing. Or the assumption.
So, what type of women do you prefer? So, mixed women or something?
Who?
You.
Oh, probably, but they all get with darker men.
Really? This got that in
For the most part.
California too.
Yeah. Mhm.
So what do they say when you try to approach them per se?
Well, I haven't, because it's like that whole thing, like you don't even know how to talk to them because you don't know where their head is at. Like you don't know if a lot of them like darker men, just because that's how it's been in the community for so long.
So, is the community about darker men, dating preferences, and dating out? That's what this community seems to be about, right?
It seems like people just don't want us to have our own community. I don't know.
Well, they're following the media as far as dating preferences and stuff like that. Because you're in California, which is liberal as shit, and a lot of those super liberals, they definitely, try to date, for that reason, right?
Right.
I'll tell you that. I mean, they've been dating out this damn long. You would have thought, dynamic would be better,
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
like I said, I see most mixed guys, even because the mixed girls go with or light skinned girls go with the darker man. So a lot of the mixed guys just date white girls or Hispanic women.
Okay.
So they're pretty much not rebuilding mixed people. They're just
They add into
making
whiteness,
a
right?
triracial person.
Or
Or
blackness,
triracial.
basically.
Well,
Which
it's better that way
I feel
anyway.
like they do that because it's a little bit easier. Because from what they've been through, their kid could be more, could pass for many different things if they're like triracial. You know.
Someone's thing is making a noise. Someone had summed this down before, like essentially, the black community, they all just share the data out and compete the data out and stuff like that.
But that'll be good because they'll just be because I noticed that the ones that wanted to accept this, this wouldn't work out because there's many that won't ever accept this into the black community. So I feel like they have the mindset like, let's keep mixing, you know, because it was never fair to begin with, right? So that's kind of what some of them are doing right now. I notice when they see me, they're kind of like, they want more mixed kids. It's not to fetishize mixed kids. It's just because it was never fair all this time.
Yeah, if you want to
oppression.
pass on your lineage, you gotta be strategic. There's biracial dudes out there, you know, getting it. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta move a certain way and you know, build something up for women to want to follow.
Yeah, me and Real Talk were just talking about this on the stream. Like, I think, was that last month or 2 months ago? About niches and stuff.
I was only on one of your streams, so that was like probably like 6 months ago or something. Or actually, no, my channel. My bad. That was on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
Still there, man?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Y'all just went by it. Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know who else has other things, other experiences, or like what their advice is for things. And
well, my advice is very simple, right? It's very animalistic. You know, we here to procreate and do what we need to do, and we have to, you have to forget about the whole pleasing people, make people feel good type of shit, and move and find the like-minded individuals and move according to that new tribe. You know what I'm saying?
So pretty much, yeah.
Hey, Smiles.
Yeah, you gotta go for it. Like, you know, if you want to, leave something or have some sort of, dynamic, right? Or leave kids or whatever, or just have more experiences with shit. Yeah, you gotta move a certain type of way. That's how most of the world is moving. A lot of dudes is talking about, going overseas, going to Europe. You gotta weigh out your options and who you should associate with and all that stuff. Ain't got no time to be worrying about the black community all day, in my personal opinion, right? It's
you know what though, and I'm and you know what, RTGP, and I'm glad you said that, because I know you and I have also conversated about this before, and then I also started doing my own little thinking about certain things when it comes to like, like whenever it comes to like mating and such. And it's like, I do believe we may have to be honest with ourselves.
So maybe even just mixing with mixed people.
In the sense, it's like, well, okay, hypothetically, like for all the light-skinned men and women in the world, how many of us or them, really meet the criteria of what each other wants, or how many mixed or biracial people, both men and women, meet the criteria of what they may or they may not want?
I would think maybe it's starting to be a trend, not to be mixed, but to just have our own community.
Well, and I'm not just, and I get that, and I'm not talking about just for the sake of that, just like for the sake, it's like, okay, well, you may not be tall enough, you may not be this, something like select, like something like this selective mating process thing. that you just get disqualified because of something as not necessarily lineage wise or ethnic wise, just something that if it's like abnormal to them, then you know they just won't. You know, you're just not getting on board. So it's like, okay, well, what are my options?
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that last part?
I was saying, what other options, you know, again, do we have in regards to, like, you know, if light skinned men or light skinned women, not just for the sake of, you know, geno or phenotype, if we're not necessarily, you know, again, like what happens when we don't meet the criteria of each other and what we want,
All right.
or
Well, I'm sure a lot of people, light-skinned people, feel the same. I mean,
The
I know
criteria.
Stephen Curry has light-skinned kids, so that's kind of becoming like in the
What-
media now.
It's also another dynamic. It ain't just about, you know, that. It's also cultural.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Can you
To
culturally
relate.
fit in with? Yeah, relate. Can you fit in with her tribal dynamics and the people she associate with? A lot of it comes down to more cultural than, you know, than everything. People you associate with. But you know, I think it should be better in the coming forward future, simply because the way y'all black women are purposely isolating them, the mixed women and all that. Because when we talk about the mixed women, they're not just talking about white and black. They're talking about all the half mixes. You know what I mean?
Asian, Indian, Hispanic, and all that.
Light skin, black, the way as y'all call it, they're talking about the whole damn spectrum. They ain't just talking about biracial. You know what I mean? So, and that covers a wide range of people that the black community cannot readily just stake claim with. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
can't just readily stake claim with Blasians or something. You know what I mean? Or all these other half Hispanics. You know what I mean? That shit don't get work so much culturally speaking, because a lot of these biracials, you know, they're mostly on one side, and also California is, like you said, really diverse.
Right. Which
This is an interesting question. What are light-skinned biracial men's criteria for women? Okay, this is an interesting one. I'll start with you, Ambar. What do you think the criteria?
He's watching this video. Doing the same.
oh, sorry about that.
Oh, sorry, I was talking to someone else in the room. My bad. What's the criteria?
Hey, I'm gonna let you take this.
Treat me as a person in a way, even though, right? Yeah, it's kind of like, somebody, I don't know, just, you know, the right, you just kind of know when you know, like you're the right kind of thing. Like someone who works.
Sorry about that.
What do you think? Yeah, just, you know, somebody who works, who has their stuff together. That's all I could really say. Someone who's nice, who's compatible.
Okay.
I don't know. I it's just kind of just the thing. It's just weird when you're considering yourself different now, because we pretty much changed our identity, right?
Yeah.
So, maybe someone else answer that.
Well,
Okay.
you know, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna also give give my take. For me,
Lighting.
it does come down to yes, it definitely does come down to respect.
Right.
And it also comes down to, you know, not necessarily just looking at things from a materialistic standpoint. And when you look at things from a materialistic standpoint, you know, there's really no future basis, you know, in the long run that's going to be detriment, you know, again, whether for you and me, because you have these, you know, so to me, that's like short-term thinking. when you think materialistic and superficial.
Right, like don't let
And
them run you out or drain you, because
yeah, it's like, and again, and I'm not saying that it's like not saying that they don't on a 90-95% basis, like, oh, I gotta be an alpha or the man gotta be an alpha. It's like I'm like
no gold
two
diggers.
two alphas in one room, two alphas in a relationship. Now I could be wrong about this because even I have to think about it like, really? I mean, they can work, but it does come down to levels of respect where nobody is being one thing over the other, like trying to compete against one another. How about they become, again, competitors, as a tag team and compete against the world? Because I thought that's what that was all about, us against the world or me against the world.
No, it's never. It shouldn't be that like against anyone.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a lot of people are against us, but maybe make sure you know the person well, because they may just be looking for something to make them look good. So
and also another thing is that, again, and I think you may have made this point earlier about, I think where you live, I think it may be California, if I'm correct.
I feel like people are just down to have a one-time thing, or like just like a guy who's attractive, and they might get with you for wrong reasons. I don't know.
Yeah, like they, again, it's like it's some sort of a thing of they can't control their sexualities, or they're thinking from their wombs out.
Or they just want to play into the whole colorism, like, oh, I'm with a light skin, but we're not trying to be like that,
That's where the problem comes in.
Right. Because a lot of the girls probably are like that, like, oh, light skin, dark skin, but it's not even like that, to be honest.
I mean, that's cultural conditioning, but my thing about that is like, does it make sense to try to throttle a population that small, right, on those dynamics? But at the same time, that speaks to desperation, in which a lot of dudes is trying to just, date out, what I mean, for the most part, right?
But I would say maybe mixed and light-skinned women first, if they have these qualities. But then again, maybe you could help them too, because they've been so gaslit by society. Maybe it could really.
That's the end game. That's the goal.
End game.
Hey, all right, then, y'all. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and head back to work, but I had to again come by and show you some support. Was wondering when you was gonna come back and do another show.
Yeah,
and and again, I'm still gonna think about my 3-month hiatus. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, no, but in RTGP, hey man, it's good to see you.
Peace, man.
Oh yeah, peace, and to the other dude, peace as well.
That's NF, right? The other dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, AMR.
At least you weren't a troll, man.
No problem.
I'll see you in the next one, bro. Or 3 months, right?
I would. Well, I guess I never chimed in on it.
The views are steady on your video, so it's good.
I would say the criteria should be the same. I think personally that it should be somebody that you get along with well, somebody that treats you right, somebody that y'all basically can build something together. I think the problem is a lot of people fall in love with like the outer instead of the inner sometimes. And
Right.
that's where you got all these failed relationships.
Well, yeah,
Once they see how that person's personality is, and when they don't vibe with them, that's when it starts to turn toxic. I
yeah.
think you should
They're not
wait. Like,
thinking about it beforehand.
I would definitely say like
They think
definitely.
romanticizing each other's bodies is enough to hold a relationship, right?
That's why I would say like mix and lighter women so that you can fetishize each other, not because they'll understand, but it won't be like all about the look either, because it's like you said, the inner.
like they always say, you can't fetishize what you already have, basically.
hmm But just someone that you feel like you match with, like also genetically, like you know. But it's not like you said about preserving the phenotype. It's like it's just you can relate more
Yeah,
with
a
somebody
cultural
who's
thing.
light skinned.
Yeah, on a cultural basis, yeah, that's what it should
hmm
be for a lot of folks, right?
hmm
Because not everyone likes dating opposing phenotypes because there's a lot of dynamics that come with that. You know what I mean? You really have to prepare yourself when you date, like technically, out of your phenotype or even culture. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of culture or even phenotype, you have to technically prepare yourself for that because everything that come with it, just being different. You know, it's like a Chinese dating a Japanese person, right? They look like each other, right? But it's also cultural and what that comes with that.
Right.
But yeah, phenotypic basis, yeah, a Japanese and Chinese would be more likely to like each other than white and Chinese. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
So,
more likely to date. But the only reason I said they don't date like that is because there's a lot of issues between Japan and China.
mhm. And also like there's one thing too that some people like to be sneaky with, like they may know the situation and only want you because they think they could take advantage of what situation you're in. Like somebody who's monoracial, they might know how you feel to some degree, right?
Yeah,
And they might
Right,
just
right.
want you because they know that, well, that's kind of a selfish thing. If they just want to try to they think they can manipulate, like, right?
yeah, I noticed that dynamic, especially like in more liberal type of area. They definitely try to specifically target a lot of biracials, right? There's a lot of targeting that goes on in a lot of these highly populated states.
I think a lot of cases they be trying to make us the face of their politics a lot of times.
It's kind of like don't just do it because you want a good man. That's kind of a selfish way in. It's just back to the whole fetishizing thing, like, because a lot of them do that.
Who would you say fetishizes more though, per se?
I
Like,
would say like maybe Hispanic women or like, yeah, I
Hispanic.
would say that, right?
Well, I kind of see that because I know when I was in Texas that they low key they were like really into
What was
like
that?
I guess I could kind of see why Hispanic women would.
Right.
I've seen they do fetishize light skinned dudes a lot.
But then also don't make it like, oh, because some girls will be like, oh, I want him because of this,
Yeah, they
and to
want
try
you to
and be
fetish
like
stereotype, but yeah.
to tear down other women. Also, that wouldn't be cool.
See, hopefully I can get Lady up here so I can hear what they have to say about all this.
Maybe I noticed Miles in the Twisted MD, if or somebody else, because she commented a lot, and I've seen her on other comments. If she knows, if she can join, or someone else in the comment.
Yeah, a lot of the chicks, they don't want to pop on these panels because they don't really want to have this conversation. If you ask me, you know what I'm saying, about dynamics and stuff. Because women, you know, especially a lot of women in this sector, they kind of like the drama and all that. You feel me?
I come in peace. We're chilling today. No drama.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I thought there would be a bit more trolls in this stream tonight, but that's good.
But when did you post your stream? How long ago?
I posted like around 1, but I didn't really post like a reminder for it until like 5.
Okay. Yeah, I almost didn't show up, but I had some free time today for sure.
This was more like a testing stream to see how I was able to get my laptop back working, because the last stream I did was just terrible. It just kept crashing like every 5 minutes, and I had to keep re-adding myself to my own stream. I think you was at that one, weren't you?
Me? I might
Yeah.
have been.
Yeah, you were. I remember that. But I think probably going to go another 10 minutes and then we'll probably shut it down. So if anybody wants to join in and speak their 2 cents, there's the link right there. But anyways, what do you guys want to wrap it up with?
Any topics? Damn, look at this guy's car. He had the whole front end sticking out. I think he had hydraulics on it. So.
Fixing those in the back. I don't know what that means, hybrid. But I guess on the topic of standards, I would say standards-wise, we need to have bigger. I'm just listening while playing my puzzle game. I don't think we should be to the point where we just fall in love with features rather than quality per se.
Yeah, quality for sure. Any chick can drive you crazy no matter what she look like. But, you know, don't get with a chick that's not taking care of herself, you know what I'm saying?
Fix the noise in the back. Do y'all hear like a noise in the background? Is it me or anything?
I just muted myself, so I guess it wasn't me. But I will say, you know, on average, dating is down for sure than the past. They say people today have less sex than they did in the generations past. So that, you know, there's that. A lot of people aren't getting married and stuff, but you find the right one, it could happen. It's 6 billion. There's somebody out there, you know what I'm saying, right? Now, people do complain a lot, saying the dating game is, you know, very fucked up, right?
Yeah, I've been watching a couple of videos. So sometimes I just on YouTube I just go around just exploring like spears and stuff, and I've been coming across like those dating spear videos. Now they said,
Or dating coaches.
Yeah, like 6 foot plus, like 50K and all that.
Yeah, it depends what type of woman you're looking for. Like a lot of dating culture dudes, they try to strategize for dudes who are trying to be, pump and dumpers.
Yeah, right. Right.
Not. Yeah. Realistically, yeah, the best way, is you have to have some social circles, right? As far as like, it's either that or trying to, like money is one of the easiest way, to get women successfulness, financial, right?
I don't really see like people like cold approaching anymore nowadays.
No, that has definitely died down. Cold approaching, because every guy trying to be a pump and dumper, you know what I mean? So that kind of ruined cold approaching and stuff. But and
I
then
think
social media, so people are heavy on that.
now I think it's like a social circle kind of thing. Like, oh, that person knows like one of my friends, or that
Yeah,
person would be good for you, and all that.
that's usually how a lot of women date, like just based off of who the people they know around them. And it's very easy to like social circle hopping or be involved with social circles. That's one of the best ways, to find women. If it came down to it, the right social circles though, the right ones. But but even then, it's like they say women are having a lot less sex than they used to. So I think women in general are being a lot more celibate with themselves than they were in the past. So that's a dynamic, you know what I mean?
I agree.
Because they said our birth rates are the lowest right now since the founding of this country. So we very much a lot of celibacy and birth control going on right now. And we live in strange times. These aren't normal times, but as far as white picket fence.
I think the thing is now people got like unrealistic standards for who they want nowadays, and they're all fighting for like the same few.
Yeah, there's that, and that's definitely part of it. But a lot of women are just staying single altogether nowadays. Like culturally, yeah, I think religion definitely dictates a lot of that as far as having women who are looking for marriage and kids and to build stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of women are more Americanized or are more on the independent, do what I want, make my own money type of mindset. So they they're not really interested in entertaining a relationship, traditionally speaking, like typical roles and all that. I mean, realistically, if it came down to it, like, a lot of MLS dudes, you got to think at the bigger picture, which is, you may have to expand your options out of the country. You know what I mean? If it came down to it, like a lot, like South America, Brazil and stuff, you know what I mean?
I was thinking about that.
That may have to be a thing. Get your money up, get your group of dudes and all that network.
I heard in Brazil they got like their practically whole group going on over there.
Yeah, mulatto population. Yeah, why do you think dudes is always talking about when they go overseas? They're always talking about the Afro countries because they're still trying to find their light skin, preference mulatto, but because there's not enough of them in this country, right? So kind of Dominican Republic, Colombia, Brazil.
Notice they don't really ever talk about Africa like that.
Usually it's East Africa, but yeah. Usually it's East Africa when they talk about Africa. So yeah, dudes have this preference for, you know, more exotic looking women and all that.
I think in most cases that's really what they be trying to go to those little foreign countries to get a lot of times.
No, yeah, that is what they're doing. Like, you know, or you know, even sleep with prostitutes. A lot of dudes are doing. You know, they don't. You know, so I mean, dudes just weighing out their options, and you know, and investing into what they want. You know what I'm saying?
See, I think one of these days I might have to revisit the topic because I had did a stream about that one time, but I never really got a chance to go like in depth. I think a lot of MLS dudes, I think we just need to sit down and just talk about that one day. Like, what do we really want dating wise,
Yeah.
and who we should, if we are trying to start a group, who should it be with, and who gives us the best chance. I think we need to just sit down one day and just talk about that.
Yeah. That's what it comes down to. You know, don't think dudes are just so cool that they can just pull women wherever the fuck they at. Like, you know what I mean? No matter what the dude look like, what it comes down to is social circles and who you're affiliated with. And you know what I mean? You have to just move with people who want your best interest, you know, as far as what you got going on. Like for us, you know, we all want our best interest. That's how you have to move realistically, right? That's how you know, everyone else does it. So like these white guys who love Asian women.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a lot. That's like a big thing. Like I think like yesterday I saw like a Hispanic man with like an Indian woman. So these guys are broadening their horizons like never before. So I think we should do the same.
Yeah, yeah. You know, a tribe doesn't have to be one exact phenotype, in my opinion. So yeah.
Well, anyways, guys, I'm think I'm about ready to end this stream.
Like, hold on. Light skin and biracial need to separate. Jordan Peele and Chris Brown. Oh, this is another troll.
Yeah, we won't pay him no mind. I
I
think
want,
I'm about to call it a night though.
yeah, I wonder what the agenda behind these type of trolls are. Honestly,
You know, they're just here. Sometimes they just come over just trying to disrupt.
yeah, it's cringe though. That's why I don't like it. It's kind of cringe. You know what I'm saying?
I've never even seen this guy, DJ
Yeah,
Jones.
someone stalking your channel, and now they have a troll account on your channel.
Well, that comes with the territory, so I'm not really worried
Yeah.
about it.
EU originally attracted all these biracial trolls. You know what I'm saying? And
Jake Bell and Bluish have a lot of them too.
yeah, they don't really come to my channel. I had like maybe one or two in the past when EU was on there, where they came to my channel, but you know, you got to get on Discord, man. Get active on Discord.
See, I don't know I have to learn how to use Discord. I've never really used it before. I really only tried to use it for like a game that I had.
What I'm using it for messaging and stuff. It's not too hard though, man.
Is this similar to like a Google Hangout or something? Because I use that a lot.
Yeah, you can just message people on there, man. Like, you know, just post videos you don't watch, and just write a comment. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you want to network and all that, yeah, if you want to network and all that, you have to be active with people kind of consistently on a like weekly basis, day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? And the best way is like Discord, really. If you're not always posting on YouTube, because YouTube really, is limited on how you can communicate on YouTube.
Right.
It's very limited. It's just stuck towards videos. There's a lot more information. You can disperse faster if you're doing direct messaging and having like a group messaging on Discord. Which, like I said, my Discord is, it's people on there. You just post a picture, you know what I'm saying? Just engage with the Discord. You don't have to necessarily be just messaging people and all that.
Yeah, I might have to give that a try. I'll have to see.
Yeah, I have people on
I
there,
try
man.
to use I think now lately I'll try to use my community tab just to interact with my crowd more. It works, but I'm definitely trying to look into different ways to like interact, like lives and videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, make a server on Discord. You know what I mean? You can reach a lot of people. Just like just go on there, create a channel or a server or whatever, and you can people on your stuff will join it. You have a decent amount of people follow you. They will join it. You know what I'm saying? Like be on mine too, man. Straight up.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. But anyways, guys, I appreciate all y'all for coming. And I'm glad I could get this live thing back going. Hopefully now that everything's back working right, I'll be able to start going lives a bit more often now. Hey, if y'all ever want me to host one and y'all got a topic y'all want to discuss, just shoot me an email or something.
All right.
But anyways, NF, you got any closing?
Oh, I'll just
things you'd
say,
like to say?
it's just kind of like that thing, like, don't let people think they have authority over you. Just to not ruffle feathers, like, don't let them try and trap you, stuff like that. Because that's what people try and do. Trap you into thinking you have no way out or that you can't do what they can do. But then again, like, you're not in competition with anyone. You're just in competition with yourself. That's all I can say.
You got anything I would like to say, RTGP?
That's it, man. Peace.
All right. Anyways, I appreciate y'all for coming, man.
All right. So I'll be in the next one or another one in the future.
Okay. I'm sorry if I thought you was a troll person.
Oh, that's okay.
I gotta be real selective who I let, because sometimes these lives can get a little crazy once you start letting people you don't know up.
All right. So I'll be in another one sometime soon.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for dropping by. Okay, everybody. Thanks for dropping by. And I'll see you in my next set of videos, in my next live. Peace out.